All right, we are officially live here with Big Kev, man.
That's up.
Yeah, I was originally just going to do this by myself for 2 hours just to dick around, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna watch the new Chucky series. Thought it was out tonight, but this. Oh, you have me on a.
Yeah, got it. You're
Yeah, I
good
can
now.
hear myself. Okay, yeah. I was just gonna just go on here and just do it myself and just talk about all the upcoming movies that are out and the movies I want to see
Yeah.
and man, Halloween last year was pretty good. I had like a little setup. I still got some of my things on the wall here. I was planning on. I'm off Halloween night. Well, day. I'm off that day on October 31st. So I was gonna do a live stream, and I was gonna have like all my little like Halloween stuff set up and decorated. So I get paid this week, and then just set it all up in my room and do like a private live stream of Halloween, like my own party.
Um, if you see like with the Halloween decorations, like it's like that for me and Mel 24/7. So we keep
Are y'all gonna do something for Halloween? Anything special?
um couple days before Halloween, one of my friends gets married, so we're having a costume wedding. So yeah, I got to be one of the groomsmen in the wedding, so we get to have
So
fun.
you're not going to set anything up in your house, like nothing special.
I think we'll set something up. I mean, I have a pumpkin that I have all the time lit up and stuff like that. So
She said she said Choco Flan says she's so mad she can't listen. She's at work. Everything good. Says I heard the Ring movie is really scary. They have a new Ring movie.
yes, I haven't seen the new Ring movie. However, on October the 15th, I did watch Halloween Kills.
Okay. No spoilers. I plan on seeing it on Thursday because I'm off. Um. Okay. There's been some criticism about how bad the movie was, and the reason why I say this is because like some of my buddies had told me the movie was trash. Don't even bother watching. And like I saw the previews of him like at the beginning of the film where he's killing all the firemen and stuff, and that's what really like hooked me onto it because a lot of people are telling me that the kill count is just amazing, but a lot of I've had at least three people tell me they tell me the ending was really bad, and without you telling me the ending is bad, without you giving the spoilers, is that true?
The ending, it wasn't what you say bad, but it left you thinking, what the fuck? It kind of like I wouldn't say bad, but I will say this about the kill count. I counted in that movie, there was at least 30 plus kills
Damn.
in that movie. So Michael Myers has now finally surpassed Jason Voorhees as the most kill count in horror franchise history.
Really?
Yeah. But he hasn't beat John Wick. John Wick's got 299 kills.
John Wick. Okay, so John Wick still holds the record.
John Wick has still got the record. But then again, Arnold Schwarzenegger, of all of his movies, he's had 395 kills. So he's still got to beat Arnold.
All right, let's see. It says, who is more scarier, Chucky, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, or Jason?
Well, since I played Michael before and I'm about to do this movie playing Jason, I have to say, though, Michael's more scarier. And the reason why I say that is because Michael can kill you in the daylight. He can also get you at night. And Michael, in this movie, in Halloween Kills, without spoiling it, he does not discriminate in this movie. I will tell you that right now. He does. There is a gay couple in that movie. There is a couple, like two older couples, who's a black woman and a white guy. And there's a kid in there. So Michael does not discriminate in this one. It looks like when you see him in that trailer, when he comes out of that house, it looks like they pissed him off. I'll just tell you that much. They look like that he is just pissed.
I'll say Chucky's more scarier, only for the fact that everything good. Is that actually your photo in there? So like, are you a wrestler or something? I want the real Chucky doll, but it's $500 to $600. The thing is I think Chucky's the scariest because he's short and you can't see him.
Well, you can also put the leprechaun in there too. In that equation. Well, actually,
Yeah.
if you ever seen Puppet Master,
Oh God.
those little dolls and stuff like that. Though I actually bought Mel one of those life size blade ones, and every time I look over there at it, I'm sitting there thinking, man, that thing's gonna come to life at night. I
And
mean,
the one I hated the most, or the one that scared me the most, is the one that looks like the Juggernaut, with the skinny head with the big body. Yeah. That one always scared me. I don't know why.
I didn't like the leech woman, the one that would like the girl had like the leech come out of her mouth and the
Oh yeah, and she put leeches all over that one dude.
Mm-hmm.
That fucking sucked. But so let me ask you this: so, what would you rate Halloween Kills out of 1 to 10? 10 being perfect, 5 being okay, 1 being the worst. Like, where would you rate it?
7.
Okay, so there were some things about the movie that you didn't like.
There were some things about it I didn't like, but there was also some good story plots. They actually go back to flashback, not giving it away too much, but in the beginning of it, they go back to 1978.
Nice.
And they kind of explain the plot hole. Well, if you got everybody's seen the original Halloween.
Yeah, how Michael Myers just lost it, killed his sisters, and then the parents find the knife.
Well, at the end, Dr. Loomis shoots him. He goes over the railing. He looks, and Michael's gone, but you hear like him breathing, and you hear the cops. Well, you get to see what happened in between all of that.
Okay.
So it's actually a pretty cool thing.
Does it show like how he became who he was? I know Rob Zombie sort of made a movie on, but it's not the same. Like it's completely different, scripted, written.
It kind of explains how Michael does what he does. I can't give it away too much.
Okay, and does it explain who he is? Because, like, I know some people say he's dead, but he's a spirit.
It explains his mindset.
So, right. Like, is technically, like, some people believe Michael Myers is dead. Some people think he's the devil. That mystery always loomed because they said he can't still be living, breathing person if he's been shot at, killed, set on fire. Some people believe he's the Antichrist. Like he was a human form, like, like Jesus or God came down in the form of Jesus.
Right.
Sort of like that with the devil, if that makes sense.
It explains his mindset, like, that it explains, and it touches a little bit in the movie. Laurie explains that it says in the trailer too, the more Michael kills, the more he transcends.
So let me ask you this. Is Michael Myers, in your opinion, out of all the films you've watched, including this one, what do you think he is to you? Is he a person? Has he aged? It doesn't like he's aged really much. I mean,
he's aged underneath the mask. When he takes the mask off, you can see that he's an older guy.
Okay, so is he a living, breathing person, or is he Satan? I mean, like, what is he?
I think in your opinion. I think he's an enigma. I think he's just this. I think there was something with him. I don't know if he was born with a supernatural force or if the devil, kind of like Charles Manson kind of deal. I don't know. I mean, but I do know that the last Halloween Ends, comes out next year, and it's going to explain a lot of things. So we get to finally
explain who he is.
I think it would explain who he is.
Is that's always been the thing to me, like, because some people said that there's no way he could be human because he was shot like 10 times by that one doctor, remember?
Yeah, like
survived it. Some people say that he died at that scene and then became the devil. Like,
well, the one thing about this franchise, the newer franchise, they don't really talk about the other Halloween films. They only talk about what happened on the 78 and after that. So they kind of take away Halloween 2, 3, and all that. But they do pay homage to Halloween 3 in the movie with some of those shamrock masks.
Yeah.
So they do pay homage to certain parts, but you kind of get the idea of how Michael is without the mask on and with the mask on in this movie. There's a difference in his personality. Once that mask comes on, totally different person. But I don't want to give it away too much for anybody. So, just.
So what do you think is what was I going to ask you? Fuck, I just lost my train of thought. I just lost my train of thought. Holy shit. I wish I wouldn't have done that. I hate when I do that. Don't you ever
I
lose your
know,
train of
yeah.
thought? Okay, so let me ask you this about Michael Myers. Did you like the Rob Zombie version?
The first one, I thought it was actually cool that he went to see the prequel of how Michael became Michael. I liked that part. But the parts that I didn't like was that he made Michael like this unstoppable force that could bust through your door and your windows and your walls and he had Michael talk at the end, which I didn't like. I was kind of like, Michael's not supposed to talk, man. That's not who he is. But I do give Rob Zombie credit for trying to explain Michael's past a little bit. I thought that was actually cool.
So Halloween ends next year is allegedly supposed to be the final film.
That's what they say. Um, I'm still thinking about it right now. Halloween Kills made 50 million at the box office. I mean, if it's still making money, who knows?
Well, to be honest with you, I wouldn't want the series to end. I think if you keep going with it, why not? And if Jamie Lee Curtis is alive, why not allow her to continue to film in as many movies as she can?
Well, I do know that she said that this one's her last one. Halloween.
This one they just came out with.
No, the one Halloween Ends is coming out next year.
Oh, she doesn't want to do anymore?
That's what she claims, but you know how it is in Hollywood. Money talks, bullshit walks.
Well, do you think that like Michael Myers ends when his sister dies, Jamie Lee Curtis? Because I have a feeling that maybe his spirit is around because she still is alive, and that somehow he's connected with her.
Well, what's interesting is you find out in this new Halloween trilogy, they're not brother and sister.
What?
So, yeah, they're not brother and sister in this trilogy. So they pretty much took Halloween 2 and every other Halloween and went like. So now it's like Michael's not really what you say after her, but you have to focus on the Myers house in this movie. That's one of the big focal points.
Okay.
Is the Myers house. Now, I will say this though. If you thought Jamie Lee Curtis was crazy in the Halloween 2 2018, after what happens in this one, I think that she's going to go even more extreme in Halloween Ends. I think that's all I can say about that part.
I think that's why they want to end the show, because she's no longer going to be in them. But honestly, I think they can continue it, even if they can always continue the story. Remember how like she had like a granddaughter or something he was coming after too?
She has a granddaughter in this movie, which the granddaughter does survive till Halloween Ends. So we'll see. Yeah, I mean, there's still pieces of this, but it's just you find out a lot more about Michael than you thought. And what I thought was cool was you have the original little girl in the first one, Lindsay Wallace. You have that girl playing her. You have Dr. Loomis's nurse is back in this one, and you have Tommy Doyle, the kid in the first one, back. So you have like a lot of original characters from the first one. Even the old Sheriff Brackett.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, it's back in this one. So they all have some roles in this one that's pretty good.
Okay, is there what about Jamie Lee Curtis? That's what I forgot to ask you. What would you give her out of a 1 to 10 in terms of her performance in the movie? Like, well, how did you think she did in this one? Because I haven't seen it.
Jamie Lee is always going to get. She's the ultimate scream queen, so I have to give her.
Of course.
Her mom played her mom was in the original Psycho, so obviously her mom.
Oh yeah, that's right. Her mom was.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, I forgot about that.
So I would say in this one, she's not shown as much in this one as she is in the first, like Halloween 2018. But she does play a key role in this one. But I think that she gets a good 8 out of 5 from me. Like, 8.5 out of me on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was reading your comments. Like, Silent Forever asked, who would win in a fight, Michael Myers or Freddy Krueger?
Oh God. Well, Freddy only comes in your nightmares.
Well, let me answer that one, Silent. If you watch Freddy versus Jason, obviously, yeah, you get him in a dream sequence. Yeah, Freddy's going to beat you, but when they pull Freddy out of the dream sequence, Jason whooped that ass.
Why did they ever make a Jason versus Freddy 2? Everybody's been wanting that so bad.
Well, they were going to. They were going to put Ash from Evil Dead in there.
Oh God, no, that would ruin it.
But they couldn't.
That would ruin it. If you put Michael Myers, I could understand that.
They never could really get it going. They never could get it going. So I don't know why they never did. But the Friday the 13th lawsuit is now out of the books, which means we'll get another Friday the 13th movie eventually. So
what do you mean lawsuit? What happened there?
Well, Sean Cunningham, the original guy of Friday the 13th,
Yeah.
he had a co-writer who didn't get enough credit, and the co-writer ended up suing. Had them in like a lawsuit for about 2 years, almost I think about 2 or 3 years, and they couldn't make any movies until this was done.
So was he not? Did they not write him a check or something? Is it was a money dispute?
I think it was like a money dispute,
or it was like copyright, like maybe
something like that. Yeah,
oh, that sucks, dude.
But everything's all taken care of now, so they can go on ahead and do their movie. And I also played a Friday the 13th game on the PlayStation. It's actually pretty fun. Playing as Jason, chasing after people and killing them is actually pretty cool.
Wait, you got that game?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What is it called?
Friday the 13th.
Is it any
Friday
good?
the 13th. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You get to play all different kinds of Jasons. If you play online, you get to play as a counselor and you're trying to survive Jason. And it's pretty cool. Some of the kill scenes are pretty good.
It's people that are still afraid of Chucky, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger. I'm afraid of Chucky.
I don't like dolls. So, yeah, I would have to go with. I'd have to go with.
Now I'll tell you what was scary. It was called. Have you ever seen Demonic Toys?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then they had Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys.
Mm-hmm.
But Puppet Master buried them pretty much in the movie.
Yeah, I saw them. I saw that movie. That was interesting.
That's where I think Five Nights at Freddy's came from. I think it was a knockoff of Demonic Toys, kind of. If you think about it,
it is.
But they had Demonic Toys versus Puppet Master, but Puppet Master guys just buried them. Like, it wasn't even a good fight. So it didn't get too far with that series. So let me ask you this. What was the next movie I want to talk about? Did you see the new Chucky?
I've seen the first episode. I actually like it because the original guy that does the voice in Chucky 1, 2, 3, Bride and Chucky, Seed of Chucky, he's back. I did see I saw the Chucky movie in 2019 with Mark Hamill voicing Chucky. I didn't really like that movie.
You didn't like it?
I didn't really like it. No, I like the guy that plays Chucky now, like how the original Chucky.
Yeah,
he's just he's funnier. It's more like
Rick said without going into spoilers. Steven, tell me in your all's opinion, what you think of the first episode. Well, Rick, I just saw it. That's why I didn't even go live right away. I said I'm gonna wait till I saw the first episode. It was a premiere. It started last Tuesday. Episode 2 is tonight. If you guys want to go watch the new Chucky series, the first episode's already out. Episode 2 comes out tonight. Go to USA Network on YouTube. They already have the first episode there, the premiere. Then episode 2 will be on there, and it's for free to watch. You don't have to have Netflix or nothing. I just literally watched the first episode. I loved it. I thought it was going to be cheesy and corny, some like new age generation crap, and I like how it showed how the kid got him, And then what I liked was his name's Jake, by the way. I like the opening scene. And I like how it goes into how his father was kind of abusive towards the kid. and how the kid had an obsession with dolls and like building all this crazy stuff. I like how they had cell phones and he was listening to podcasts and stuff, but they didn't go too overboard with it. They didn't like, go too overboard with the cell phone usage in the movie, because I know it's like sort of like a new thing. People live on their cell phones now. But dude, I could tell you this. I thought Chucky was pretty good in the movie. And Chucky actually kind of trolls in the movie. I don't know if you noticed that. You notice he's kind of a troll? Kev?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll give you one scene, okay? When they're at the talent show and that girl tries to embarrass Jake because he's kind of like the loser of school, but he has a doll. And then Chucky starts talking shit, and he starts talking shit about everybody on stage, and everyone thought that kid was a ventriloquist, but he wasn't. It was Chucky talking, and he was airing out everybody's dirty laundry, and he got suspended for that. But the thing was that, like, Chucky kind of trolls in the movie. Like, other than him killing people, he kind of trolls and fucks with you, and I sort of like that new antic about him.
There was I think Raw, WWE Raw last week had like they did like a little clip where Chucky was watching Raw and he made like a little comment or something. I forgot what comment he made, but it was hilarious.
Well, you know where they got that from.
The WCW
stole that from WCW's Rick Steiner segment.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I didn't know that. I don't even really watch wrestling like that anymore. But
I just
Crown Jewel is this week though.
Yeah, I just saw a clip on YouTube about it. So.
Oh, Crown Jewel is this week though. I don't even know what matches are going to be on. I know. Didn't Goldberg have a match?
It's no disqualification match. Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley.
Okay.
Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns.
Okay.
I know they're gonna do the crown. They're gonna do the King in the Ring winner and the Queen in the Ring winner.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And then Edge versus Seth Rollins in Hell in a Cell.
Those actually aren't bad matches. That's actually a pretty good show for Crown Jewel.
Yeah, and there's also, I think, the women's title match are going to be Becky versus Sasha versus Bianca. Yeah.
All right. So actually, I y'all have a reason to watch wrestling this week. That's gonna be good. That's gonna be a good card.
Usually when they go to Crown Jewel, the shows usually stink, but.
Yeah. And when I heard that card, I'm like, wow, it's actually pretty good. The last time I watched Crown Jewel, I saw Bray Wyatt getting buried by Goldberg, and I said, oh, fuck this shit. I just stopped watching. And like they brought, like, I know he was Universal Champion going to that match, but after that match, I think that was the dagger in Bray Wyatt's character or his career in terms of WWE. I know it's scripted, and I get that. But Bray Wyatt's been buried so much that they actually had to release him because of it.
The post, did you see Poston's latest video where he was talking about how WWE beat AEW in the ratings on Friday?
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I don't even watch AEW. I don't think it's a bad show. I just don't. I haven't invested any time into it. So let me ask you this: do you think the new Chucky series is going to be good? The first episode just kicked ass.
I think so. I think that it's pretty much showing that horror can be a TV show because, look, I used to watch the original Bates Motel show, which explains why Norman became Norman Bates.
Oh, was it any good? Is it worth watching?
Yeah, it's actually really good.
Shit, I need to go watch it then.
If you go on Netflix, yeah, it's on there. I enjoy watching that. Me and Mel watch American Horror Story.
Okay, what is American Horror Story? I keep hearing this. What is it about?
It's just this guy coming up with like all different seasons. Like he's coming up with all different stories. Like he's coming up with all this like horror stuff. Like this year, it's about vampires in the beginning, and now it's about aliens.
Wow.
In the first season, it was about this house that was haunted with all this stuff on there. The second one is about these nuns at this psychiatric hospital with the devil and all that. There's a lot of stuff that they do on there that's actually pretty good. So Again, if anyone's got Netflix or Hulu, you can watch both those shows on there.
So is it kind of sounds like Tales from the Crypt, but without the Crypt Keeper.
Yes.
Because like they do different stories, and then he'll kind of laugh and talk
Yeah.
shit and troll, and then he'll get to the actual season. I kind of get, and that's what American Horror Story is. Minus, they're supposed to bring Tales from the Crypt back, but that never happened.
I know. I didn't know anything about.
They said that the original people who owned it no longer owned it, or something like that, and then they couldn't get a hold of the original guys, and the original guys didn't want to sell it. I don't know what it was exactly, but I would love to see Tales from the Crypt.
A lot of people don't know this, but the Chucky doll was based off, and
Annabelle.
Now that the Chucky doll was based off of. In the 80s, I ended up having this toy as a kid called My Buddy.
Okay.
The My Buddy toy used to be kind of like, it kind of almost used to look like Chucky and would talk and stuff. I think that's where they came up with that idea.
Okay.
For it. So the Annabelle doll is actually like a real Raggedy Ann doll.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Have you seen the new Scream 5 trailer?
Yes.
What do you think of Nev Campbell and David Arquette, and I can't remember the other Gail Weathers who plays her. I can't think of that lady's
Courtney
name.
Cox.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, is that her?
Yeah. I actually think that Nev Campbell is kind of. She's looking a little bit old in the face there now. I mean, like it looked like the plastic surgery, a little thing ain't working for her now.
I didn't know she had plastic surgery.
It just looked like she's got a facelift, like she's done something to her face a little bit.
So what'd you think of the trailer? Because I watched that earlier too.
I think that it would be actually cool, and I think I was telling somebody this the other day. It'd be kind of cool if like Sidney Prescott ends up becoming the killer.
I thought it was her in the first one.
I know, that's what I was thinking too when I first.
I thought it was just like an illusion, like her fucking with everybody and like trolling, and then it was her the whole time. The first Scream had you really thinking who was the killer, and you kept pointing the finger like, it's this guy, no, it's this guy, no, it's that guy, and you kept pointing the finger like everyone thought, oh, it's David Arquette, no, it's Gail Weathers, no, it's fucking it's fucking Sidney. Like everybody was a suspect, and that nobody knew who the killer was until the very end. I hope part 5 gives you that kind of feel as part 1 did. I would like to know how the scary movie Scream all started, how the costume came, and how that, and I don't know if the killer is going to be from the original part 1. Maybe it was a character that was part of the movie that wasn't killed off, but that would be pretty cool if they had ties to the first one somehow.
Well, yeah, if you go into part 3, you find out that Sidney Prescott's got a brother that she didn't know about. Yeah. That ends up being a killer. Then in number 4, you have her niece or her cousin in the family is trying to be as popular as her, and then she's the killer now. So it's kind of like they always have some kind of ties to Sidney. There's always some kind of tie to it. But I honestly think it would be kind of cool if Sidney Prescott ends up turning to be the killer. I think it would be actually awesome.
It would be pretty cool too if they actually had one of the killers actually survived, because in every movie of the Scream movie series or the Scream movie, of all 4, every person who dressed up always was dead at the end. Like Sidney kills them, and then that's the end. Mm-hmm. I would like to see one of the killers actually survive. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that'd be kind of a cool thing. See the killer actually survive and figure out why they did what they did and stuff like that. Yeah, it would actually be.
Or, like you said, if Sidney did it, and then Sidney survives, and it's kind of like Worst Carmen Sandiego, but where instead of Worst Carmen Sandiego, it's Worst Sidney Prescott. Because now everyone knows she's a killer, and she's on the run, or she just continues the horror series with herself as the killer. Everyone already knows it's her.
I think it's pretty cool though that they have the original three coming back. But I look at it like one of those three has to die in this one. In order to mean something, one of them's got to die.
David Arquette, Gail Weathers, or
Sydney, yeah. One
I
of
mean
them's
Courtney
got,
Cox, or Nev Campbell. You're saying one of the characters has to die?
I feel like it would give it more of a. It would
A
give it
surprise
more.
element.
It would give it more of a storytelling if you kill one of them.
I could see Courtney Cox maybe dying, and then them continuing the series. I think David Arquette too could die in one of those movies, but I don't. I think once Sydney dies, it'll be hard to continue it. I mean, you could probably do a David Arquette spinoff where he's like a sheriff and maybe he's like patrolling a town where it's starting up again. He's like, well, they already killed Sydney. I got to protect or whatever. And they could do like a spinoff with him and Courtney. But it's like you said, I think once like the Sydney character dies, that'll be pretty much the end into that flick.
Yeah, I'm looking at your comments. Everything good said, "Hi, I'm Chucky. Want to play?" There it is.
He said they should make a Chucky store where you get all the real Chucky dolls. Okay, so let me ask you this. Are you a fan of The Walking Dead, Rick says? He's asking me on Facebook.
Yes.
Okay, the last season, have they killed off Rick Grimes or anybody yet? The Archer?
No.
Have they killed any of those guys? Okay,
No.
so where's, I mean, you can spoil for season 11 because I don't even bother on. I stopped watching The Walking Dead after season 7. You can go ahead and give the all tell. So what does season 11 take us to?
All right, so let's go into season 9. I'm gonna go to season 9 here.
Okay, that's where I stopped watching at the middle of season 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they do surpass Negan and his people.
Okay.
They get that. Rick's trying to put everything together. He's trying to get everybody to work together.
Okay.
In the mid season of 9, you think Rick dies because he blows up the bridge that they build with the walkers coming. But if anybody remembers the trash lady, those little trash people, they end up saving Rick, and Rick is gone. But he's not dead, but he's supposed to be doing a spin-off movie of Rick. So, but then we go, what's that?
Go ahead, continue.
But then we go into not only after a spin-off of Rick, there's also going to be a spin-off of Carol and Daryl after the last season. We got the Whisperers that comes in, Alpha and Beta. They end up getting rid of them in season 10. Now in season 11, we have this place called the Commonwealth where their security guys are dressed like fucking stormtroopers.
From Star Wars.
Almost like a Star Wars thing. And then you have this other group who basically thinks that he is, I think he's called Pope, and he thinks he's talking through Jesus. And,
really?
He thinks he's like this biblical guy. And Maggie, it's all over the place. The hilltop got destroyed in season 10. And they're trying to rebuild Alexandria. And Michonne has left the show. If you remember the black woman.
Yeah.
She left the show.
Where's she at now? Why did she leave? She just didn't want to do it?
Well, she's also got a lot of she's also on Marvel. Like she's also does that stuff with the Black Panther.
Oh, okay. So did they kill her character, or her character just left?
Character just left to go do something.
So what season did she leave in?
Season 10.
So she just goes off in the sunset doing something else.
Well, she went to go help this one stranger get back to where he's at, and then she finds out that Rick's still alive, but she doesn't want anybody to know. So
what does season 11 takes you to so far? How many episodes are there? I mean, so far that they've aired?
8.
All right, so we're 8 episodes in. So what does it take you through? I know Negan's paired up with Maggie and all of them. I know they were kind of going at it first. I saw the premiere for the first one. Mm-hmm. So, like, where does season 11 take you to? Do you see where this is going, like how they're going to end it, or are they still leaving you in the air with it?
Still leaving you in the air with it. I know that there's going to be think 32 episodes before they end it.
Really?
Yeah.
So they're going out with a bang. Well, if they're going to go that far, they might as well should have separated some of those for season 12.
What they're going to do is they're doing this is like season. Let's see, episode 8 was part 1
of the season 11.
Yeah, part 1, and then we're going to have part 2 come back in February
of next year.
Yeah, next year. Yeah. So, it's kind of it's all kind of left around a little bit. You're trying to. They leave you guessing so far of what's going to happen.
So what happened in episode 8 of season 11?
Well, Daryl is he meets up with a girl in season 11 that he was sort of seeing in season 10. He gets captured, but he gets captured by these people that are trying. Maggie's trying to get the food because Alexandria needs all this stuff because all the stuff got tore up.
Supplies and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So her place got taken over when she was gone by these people. And so basically what happens is that Daryl goes undercover and hangs out with these people because he knows the girl that's in there. And so Negan, being Negan, I love Negan, but being smart, they use some of those, the Whispers used to be people that would wear like the zombie mask, but they would walk around with the zombies. Well, Negan comes up with that idea that they should come in there and dress up like that and do a bum rush towards this other place. Now, the other group is still at Alexandria. Then there's this other group that's over there with the Commonwealth, and they're basically kind of, I guess you have to work to live there or something like that. I don't know the full details with those, but that group I don't understand yet.
Okay, Rick wants to know, have you watched all 11 seasons?
Yes.
Okay, yes, he did, Rick. Okay, and then the second part question I'm answering for Facebook is he says, explain to me how you were so in tune with watching all 11 seasons, considering it's the same regurgitated storylines after season 7. It gets repetitive. They find a new place. They don't trust the new people stab them in the back, and then they meet a new guy. The same thing happens. And then, other than a couple of characters from season 1 or the first couple seasons getting killed off, there's really no surprise element at all that keeps you in tune to watching. What made you watch all 11 seasons?
Well, honestly, Mel started watching it first before I did.
Okay.
And so we ended up having Netflix, and she's like, "Hey, I want you to watch." I started watching it around season toward the end of season 6.
Okay.
But she had me go back and watch everything because she wanted me to keep up with every character and what their story was.
Nice.
So I had to keep up with that. That's the reason why I went back and watched all of it. Plus, I was a big comic fan, so I knew about the comics. And I know that one kill in the beginning of season 7 really didn't sit well with people when Negan bashed Glenn's head in, but that was in the comics when he bashed his head in.
I didn't know that. I never read the comics. Rick was just about to, Rick says, what character kill do you think was the one that hit you the hardest? Was it that one?
Yeah, that one was, when he was over there beating up that Abraham guy, the redhead guy.
Yeah.
That one was pretty gruesome, but when you see the one with Glenn and his eye is popping out of his head and stuff like that, and it's like that in the comics too. When his eyeball is popping out and stuff like that.
Negan killed Glenn?
Oh yeah, Negan killed Glenn.
So how did Negan become part of the group later on?
Well, after they beat the Saviors, Rick tries to he's trying to put everybody together, and he decides not to kill Negan. He decides to keep him prisoner over there in Alexandria. But then they start to realize that they need Negan's help. So Judith, Rick's daughter, sort of gets a soft spot for Negan, and then Carol decides to release him from the prison.
How old is Rick's daughter?
Rick's daughter in this one is probably about 10 or 11, maybe. Yeah, about that.
Okay.
But what I liked about season 10 was he escapes from the prison, and everybody's like, "Who the hell let Negan go?" And then you find out that Carol let him go because she wanted Negan to get in close with the Whisperer, so he ends up killing the head person. So it was actually a pretty cool little story, but everybody still doesn't trust Negan in the group, especially Maggie. Maggie's basically looking at him like, "You killed my husband."
Oh shit!
But he pretty much admits in the last episode that if he could do it all over again, he would have killed every last one of them.
He said that?
Yeah. Yeah, he would have done it.
Okay, so that's what I was going to ask you. So Negan's character really never lets back from that scene. He's still kind of that ruthless guy who has to kill if he has to.
He's got more of a heart to him. Now, season 10, the extra episodes that happened during the pandemic, it shows you why Negan became Negan. Negan was like a school teacher, and his wife was having cancer. And just so happens her name's Lucille. And Negan was also cheating on her. And so it kind of goes back and explains to you why Negan became Negan. Negan's kind of got a soft spot. He wants them to trust him. But at the same time, he's got that whole like, well, I'm going to do what I got to do attitude.
Okay. Rick just said, if there was any character from any of the seasons you could bring back, who would it be and why? I already know the answer to that one, but I'll let Kev answer first. I already know who I would. If there's one person I could bring back that was killed, I already know the answer to that.
If one person that was killed,
for any character that was killed in previous seasons, doesn't matter what season, you could bring back, who would it be and why? I already know my answer.
I'd bring back Abraham.
Doesn't matter.
I'd bring back Abraham.
Okay. I know who I'd bring back. The one guy that actually kept me really liking the show, even though I don't think he was introduced to about season 5 or season 6. It might have been one. I think it was season 5 or 6. Was the governor with the one eye patch. He kind of looks like Dan Crenshaw. That dude was a beast. I fucking loved him, man. He was confident. Yeah. He was arrogant. He was like, and he was good with the ladies too. And I kind of like that. Like the dude has some swag, man. Even for being like, even though he was dressed like shit and looked like shit, I just thought, look, man, this dude's pretty cool, man. Like he kind of has like a cool guy badness to. I kind of liked it. Like he had a lot of authority too, and he was very convincing. Like he knew how to take charge. I kind of liked that, man. And it was like, I liked it, bro. Like I thought his character was very good. I thought it gave like a spark to season 5 and 6. And then his character was killed off so quickly. And I think that's why Negan is sort of like a knockoff of him, but more tougher. Because, like, even though he was introduced in the comics, but I think the governor and Negan, even if they conflicted or, like, had like a, like two of a kind sort of situation, I think that would have been a good little storyline right there.
There's, to answer Rick's question about like why I started watching too.
Yeah.
When Mel was watching it first, she was telling me you need to watch the show with me. Mm-hmm. And I was hesitant at first because I'm not really into zombies as much.
Okay.
So, but she said there's a character on the show that if there was ever a zombie apocalypse reminds me so much of you. Personality wise. And I said, and very much, I will tell you right now, my personality, Daryl reminds me so much of me. That's how I would be. I'm very good at tracking stuff because I was in the Boy Scouts. I'd pretty much be a lone wolf at that point. I wouldn't trust a lot of people.
Okay, so you said that season 11 is the last season, and that it's episode 8's the last one. So the next one's in February, and it's going to be what, the next 8 episodes?
Probably, yeah.
And so that means the next part's probably not going to be till like fall of 2022.
Yeah.
And that'll be the next 8. And then finally the last of the 8. So you're looking at probably 2023, February of 2023 before they finally show all these episodes.
Yep, and then after that, they're doing the spinoff with Daryl and Carol's character, and they're supposed to be doing a Rick Grimes movie.
So, like, I wonder what they're going to do with Rick Grimes' character. Is it just going to show how he became who he was? Because he was a sheriff, obviously.
Well, no, you're pretty much going to left off where he was at, because when he gets in season 9, episode 5, he gets wounded pretty bad, and he's got this herd of zombies coming after him.
Okay.
And they built this bridge, but he wants to save everybody. So what he does is he takes his magnum out, he shoots, and he blows up the bridge with him and the zombie. So you think Rick's dead, but this trash lady. If you ever see season 7 more deeper, you get to see the trash people.
Mm-hmm.
She ends up working for some kind of company, and she tells them that she has a number. She has like a thing she calls like a type B. And all you see is Rick in the helicopter being sent somewhere, but he's still alive. So you don't know exactly where Rick's in. Now, they got a couple of other little spin-off shows like The World Beyond. So World Beyond kind of shows you a little bit of where Rick might be, but it doesn't tell you all the way. But I will say this. If Rick's not in the last episode of The Walking Dead, a lot of people are going to be pissed.
So do you think the last episode is going to be sort of like the starting point of leading into the movie?
I think so.
Wow.
I think it will be.
The last time Rick Grimes was seen was season 9, episode 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how many episodes in season 9 were there?
About maybe 12. Yeah, about 12.
Okay, so and then season 10, how many episodes were there?
24.
Okay, so that means 32 and then another 32. That means it'll be 64 episodes before you see him again. Maybe. And that's maybe if they put him in.
I think he will. I think if he is going to show up at the end, they're not going to tell you, obviously.
I think it's going to lead into the movie. But here's the question. Are they going to pair up with Rick in the movie? Or are all the characters going to die by the time it leads into Rick's movie?
That's the $1 million question.
Wow. I mean, now, if you were the director, how would you direct it? Do you think they should just kill off all the characters in this season? And
well, we do know.
That's it?
Well, they kind of let a spoiler go that two characters aren't going to die in this season, and that's Daryl and Carol because they're getting their own show.
Okay, fair enough.
So you know that those two are not going to die, and plus Daryl's like one of the most popular characters on the show. So you're obviously
besides Rick, yeah.
So you're not going to kill him.
Rick and Daryl are really the main characters. I mean, Negan, you can make that argument, but I think Daryl and Rick are the main two guys.
I think you won't see Michonne, the black woman. You won't see her until the Rick movie, I think.
Okay.
I think that there's some people on there that you could probably be like, I don't think they're going to kill off his daughter Judith. I don't think that's going to happen either.
What about Negan? Do you see him dying?
If I see Negan dying, I think Negan's going to die in a badass way. That's what I would think. I think Negan, if Negan dies, he would do it sacrificing to actually like.
So if Rick Grimes is going to get his own movie, so is it? I'm curious. So it's going to be from the bridge point, and then he's going to have like his own storyline.
Yeah.
And is this movie coming out in theaters, or is it just going to be a straight series?
That's one thing I don't know. I don't know if it's coming in theaters or if it's just going to be like one of those AMC TV movies, or it hasn't said.
The only reason why I say that is because I feel like the series, when they have a series of something, I feel like it's better than the movie. Like, for example, The Purge. The Purge movies, the first two were good. The rest are all just political correctness garbage, right? But if you watch the actual series of The Purge, the first 2 seasons, the only 2 they made are really good. It's really good. And I felt like The Purge needs to get away from the movies the directors need to get away from the actual movie setting, and they need to make it a straight TV series.
Yeah.
I think The Walking Dead would be a bad idea for the directors of The Walking Dead. I don't know who they are, but it would be a bad idea for them to make it a movie, because then it has to be, they have to basically build a storyline in 2 hours or an hour and a half or whatever that time slot is, and they have to make it like fast compared to the seasons you have where it's just drawn out and all this stuff's happening. I think with Rick, it would be crazy if you rushed it.
Well, I know they were supposed to start filming it last year, but I think the pandemic kind of put it a little. I think they're finally starting to do it now. So
what do you think ends up happening with Maggie? You think she dies?
I used to be a fan of Maggie's, but I kind of look at it like this. You kind of look at it from this point. Maggie doesn't like Negan, obviously, because, she has her son around. She doesn't trust Negan because Negan killed her husband.
Okay.
However, if you see Negan and her together in this season, there's a good chemistry between them.
There is.
Almost like they would be a good couple. They'd be a good little couple.
Like a Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah. I actually think that they would be a good little couple together.
Wow.
Do I think Maggie dies? I don't know.
Isn't that crazy how they hook up where it's like, oh, I killed your husband, and then they're together?
Hey, an apocalypse, anything is.
Yeah, I know, man, but that would be kind of a crazy. I think that would be that would be like a crazy undertone, wouldn't it?
I don't think I could be with a woman if I knew a woman killed Mel during the apocalypse. I don't think I could do that.
Yeah, but apocalypse scenario, man, you're not even thinking straight. You don't even have a cell phone, no electricity, no interviews, no nothing. We're in the same dingy clothes. I mean, we would all be in that situation, so we would be thinking like back to our primitive bases.
Yeah,
just back to survival. Do you think? Oh, good question by Rick on here, not Rick Grimes, but Rick Chavalis. He said he wants to know: do you think the Walking Dead series should end? Like, do you think it was past its timing? Do you think that it just got? I mean, I know Rick's getting his own movie. I know Daryl and Carol getting their own spinoff. But do you think the Walking Dead series needed to end? What's up, Edgar?
I think it needs to. Well, it all depends on the comics, because the comics said there's no more Walking Dead comics now. So
after season 11, there's no more story to tell.
No, really, yeah, there's not. There's really no more story to tell. So, and Daryl is not even in the comics. His brother Merle's in the comics, but he's not.
I didn't know that.
He was just a character they created.
That's cool.
On the show.
And it turned out to be a good thing.
Mm-hmm, yeah. So, I honestly think that they should have stopped. Honestly, they should have stopped after last season. That's where I think that they should have really kind of stopped, because after they killed the Whisperers, everybody's back together. They could have just showed them like rebuilding Alexandria and just end it.
I don't know, but then people are going to say, well, what happened to the characters? People always wonder what's outside of that box. Like, well, what are you going to do with the characters? But obviously, Rick's getting his own movie. I mean, he's getting sort of his own spinoff, I guess. Daryl and Carol, you said they're getting their own spinoff? Mm-hmm. When is that going to happen?
2023.
Oh, shit. Is anybody else from The Walking Dead getting one?
I don't know. They just said that those two so far.
And what about Negan?
It'd be kind of cool if they gave one to Negan. I think Negan might. It'd be kind of cool if Negan was in the Rick Grimes movie. But I don't know. But I don't know. It all depends with Negan.
Oh, shit. So Rick says, I like the Chucky series. The episode 1 was really good. I'll be tuning in episode 2 tonight. He said, do you think Halloween and Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street will get its own TV series soon? Ooh. Interesting. I think they could do it with Nightmare on Elm Street. I think that would be perfect.
Honestly, if you do it with Nightmare on Elm Street, you have to go back to when Freddy was a child molester.
Yeah.
You have to go back before he was burnt and everything like that. I think that's the only way.
Like the first 2 or 3 seasons could be just strictly like with Freddy just being a regular person.
I think it could work with Halloween as well. If you see Michael as a kid growing up, you get to see his mom and dad. You get to see what they were like, and there's just certain things that you can do with that. I think that could work. Nightmare on Elm Street, I think, could work better than Friday the 13th and Halloween on a TV series. I don't know. I think the Freddy one would actually work better.
Oh, hey, Rick says, can we go a little bit into Moonfall? Dude, have you seen the previews of Moonfall? It's coming out in February.
Mm-mm.
It's basically there's some sort of like gravitational pull on the moon that's drawing it closer to Earth. And so they sent up a group of scientists or something like that to go check it out.
Yeah.
And it turns out the moon actually gets so close to the Earth, it rams right into it. And it just leaves you off. It has like an 80s sort of feel to it.
Uh-huh.
With the lack of special effects and there, I don't know if there's like a monster or something on the moon, but allegedly like the moon is harvesting aliens. And I always talked about this before because there's rumors that the moon is just is like it's sort of like a satellite for alien surveillance where they like kind of surveillance us on Earth. I don't know if you ever heard those.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you ever heard those rumors, and then they of course go by the Donald Trump rumor, the Space Force.
Yeah,
he wanted to send like sort of like a Star Wars mission to the moon, and other presidents have talked about this before because they've talked about the possibility of aliens living on the dark side of the moon, the part of the moon that we haven't traveled to. So allegedly, that's where all these rumors kind of came from. And they made a movie called Dark Side of the Moon, which is a really good 80s horror film, by the way. I was watching that the other day. But allegedly, that's where kind of Moonfall takes place. It kind of like is saying that the aliens from the moon are coming to Earth to destroy us or whatever. I didn't read the synopsis yet, but I saw the previews, and wow. Jeez. Rick said, what was your favorite Ending of Times movie? I would have to say Contact with Jodie Foster. That was probably my favorite.
That's a good one.
Yeah, one of the aliens was talking in the form of her dad, and turned out it was her dad.
I think one of my favorite alien movies is World of the Worlds. You know,
the original or the remake with Tom Cruise.
I like them both, but I actually like the one with Tom Cruise because it was kind of more modernized and it was. Like, you know, the idea that aliens are living underneath the ground here in Earth. But here's something for you. Now, this is, I shit you not. One of our friends' dad, he passed away a week or two ago from lung cancer. Well, when they went to go do his, get his stuff ready for the funeral for his cremation. One of the people tells my friend, and I shit you not, for $12,000, we could sing your ashes to the moon.
Wait, say that again?
For $12,000, they told my friend that we could sing your dad's ashes to the moon.
For $12,000.
$12,000.
And who told them that?
The funeral home.
They said we can send his ashes to the moon. How are they gonna do that? Are they going to fly a drone or something?
I don't know. When he told me, I was like, what are they going to do? Sing you to Florida or Houston or something? And then take
So they're just going to shoot it off in the NASA? Rick says if you guys could travel to space like Bezos and them, would you do it?
I'd do it.
I would do it, but it would have to be for a reason. Like if we're going to the space station for like a week or so, I'd be down. I'd be kind of scared, but I'd be down.
Oh, one of our favorite alien movies. Not really, it's for one of our favorite space movies. I do like Space Cowboys, but I really do like The Martian with Matt Damon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when he's basically living off potatoes, and I mean, if you think about it, it's actually pretty cool. You know, he's surviving on a planet where you can't breathe.
Sort of like Total Recall.
Yeah.
The scene where Arnold Schwarzenegger is like couldn't breathe and his face is all fucked up.
Yeah.
Honestly, he would have already died. But it was funny though. I like that part.
Yeah, so I mean, I honestly believe that I believe aliens have already been here. I mean, now what I find funny though is they were talking about storming Area 51 last year,
I remember that shit.
and right before they were going to do that, the pandemic happened.
Really?
Yeah, they
So you
were going to
think,
do it on YouTube. They were going to storm Area 51, and all of a sudden you start hearing about these COVID
yeah,
outbreaks.
like 1 million people were supposed to storm it or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you think they have something to hide over there?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I don't know if anybody's ever watched the show, but back in the day, Jesse Ventura used to have a conspiracy theory show.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he went to Area 51, and when he got there, he was told, even though you were governor of Minnesota, if you don't turn back, we'll shoot you on sight.
They told him that?
Mm-hmm.
You think they got aliens harvesting in there?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, like, look at some of the warships they got in the military. I mean, they had to come up with something. I mean, I
Now,
believe aliens have been here.
I'll tell you what's the worst thing that happens. You storm Area 51, you get inside, right? We see something that is fascinating, like aliens and stuff that's still alive, but then we end up releasing them somehow, and they end up doing like World of Worlds, where they start going around the Earth, killing everyone, and that's when storming the Area 51 was not such a good idea. What was the most goofiest alien movie you ever saw?
Mars attacks.
Mars Attacks, dumbass movie. I mean,
It's
it was
great.
funny,
It's
but
funny
it was
though.
funny
It's
as a kid, but as an adult, that shit's stupid as fuck.
gang, 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 gang.
But it's like, the only scene I liked in Mars Attacks were the French ambassador called and Jack Nicholson answers. He's like, hello. And he's like, good news, Mr. President. He's like, I'm speaking to the head Martians here and they're ready to negotiate. And they looked at him, they're all sitting at the table like, nah, nah, nah. And he's like, listen to me. Get out of there. Get out of there. And all of a sudden, like, nah, 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 nah. And they killed the president.
You know the scene that I like is when they're in Vegas and Jim Brown's over there fighting them.
Oh, but they jump him, don't they?
Yeah, though, but he survives though, which is even funnier. I'm like, you think he died, and you're like,
maybe they jumped him and just left. They thought he was dead.
yeah.
Yeah, but he took a lot of them down, but man, they jumped him at the end. About 50 of them. They stomped his ass.
I'm pretty sure if that was Mike Tyson, the aliens wouldn't have done it.
Was that not Mars Attacks, Rick? It was called Martian. Wait, what was that movie? It was a real scary movie. It was where the aliens were in the small town and they were underground. And if you stepped on this one little dirt mound, it would turn into a little whirlpool and it would suck you in.
World of Worlds.
No, not World of Worlds. Let's see. Is it a attack from? Is it Attack from Outer Space?
I don't think.
Click on it.
I don't know if it's the invasion of the body snatchers. I don't know.
No. It's called Attack. It's called Attack from Outer Space.
Oh, speaking of space movies, if you really want to see a stupid, funny one, Killer Clowns of Outer Space is another one that you would.
Oh, I like that one.
Especially when he's over there walking with the little dog. He's got like a little, like a balloon dog, and he's like.
Yeah, they have Mars Attacks, Ghost of Mars, Space Invaders. You ever seen that one?
I don't remember seeing a Space Invader, but I remember seeing Odyssey. I remember watching that.
Let me see. I'm trying to see. Hold on, where the actual. I'm trying to see that movie he's talking about. Rick, I know what you're talking about. I forgot what it was called though. It was oh God, what was that? What was that space? Oh, Invaders from Mars. Invaders from Mars. Have you seen that?
Mm-mm.
Bro, you got to see Invaders from Mars. That's a really good one. And it's a scary movie too. It gets it. You can actually see the spaceships fucking going down and how it lights up and everything. And it's like, shh, like in the middle of the night. And it's shh. and the little kid's looking out the window, and then and it goes into like this little like dirt mound that's like on the other side of the hill, and that's where the Martians are at. They end up going in there and they end up blowing it up, but the actual spaceship takes off. They somehow make it up, but man, that was to me, I think that was a scary Martian movie, Invaders from Mars. You got to go see that movie. My mind goes back to the ending of Indiana Jones, where the employees pushed the cargo with the convict in it down the hallway in the warehouse filled with other cargoes, leave a mysterious and suspense feel. Were you an Indiana Jones fan?
I've seen them. I haven't really. I've seen the original 3. I haven't seen the 4th one that came out.
Were you a Tomb Raider fan?
Yeah, I was a Tomb Raider fan.
Oh, he said when thinking of Area 51.
Yeah, he's right.
Rick says, what do y'all think of Roswell? Do y'all think Roswell is real? Ain't that where like the crash landing site happened?
I think so.
Yeah, they have a big tourist attraction there, but other than that, I couldn't tell you. Sorry, Kev, if I kept you on here too long. We'll probably wrap it up in like 10 minutes.
No,
that's cool. I mean, we're not going to be on here too long. I mean, I got to work at 4 anyway. It's an hour and a half, but I mean, I don't want to keep you on that long. If there's nothing else to talk about, I don't want to drag it out. But what else did I wanted to discuss? Is there any other movies that are coming out that we should know about that you recommend? Let me see. I'm gonna type them in real quick. Movies coming out this year. Let's see. Well, we saw. Hey, did you see Candyman?
I have not seen the new Candyman yet, but that's on the bucket to do.
What about Old? Have you seen Old?
No, but
Okay.
I have saw The Quiet Place 2.
Oh, that one's good. Are they
That
gonna make
was good.
another one?
Yeah, I think they are making a 3rd one.
Oh, you got to go see the movie Old for those of you guys who haven't seen it. Basically, Old is about this resort island, okay? And this movie's been out for a while, so if you guys haven't seen it, if I give out the spoilers, I don't give a shit. Basically, scientists have found this remote island. It's the only island in the world where the island actually ages you, right? So what they do is they do like these little like scammer things where they'll be like, okay, Kev's got a pre-existing let's say Kev, you have pre-existing health issues, right? Let's say you got Parkinson's disease or dementia or something. They'll be like, Kev, congratulations. You won a free vacation trip for you and your family to this remote getaway. And you get those in the mail and you think they're bullshit, but they actually get you to come in, right? So you go in and you think you're on some vacation resort, which technically is kind of true. At least they hold that end of the bargain up. So you go to like this badass 5-star resort hotel and all this stuff like that. And that's on the whole island is not an actual death trap. It's only one part of the island. It's where the beaches is at. So when you go to the island, you're thinking, okay, well, I want to go to the beach and put my feet in the water and, lay there on the, sunbathe, whatever.
Yeah.
So there's one little entrance that gets you to this point. And basically what happens is you get to this one little part where the beaches are at. And you can't get out, technically, from the way you came in. Damn it. You can't get out from the way you came in. So anyways, to make a long story much longer, there's only one way you can get out. But you don't find that out until the end of the movie. And it's a bitch trying to get out of it. But you got to watch the movie Old. Basically, you could go there at 6 years. Let's say the people who survived that island or survived that one part that got out, they were 6 years old. They were there for like 9 months. And guess how old they were when they got out?
Old.
45. So they aged 40 years in like 8 months. So technically you have about a year and a half to get off that island alive.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for it. I just never saw it.
Dude, it's good. I enjoyed the movie. It was really good.
If anybody wants to see some really good independent horror films.
Yeah.
There's an app called Shutter. It's like $4.99, but you can actually get a 30-day free trial. And they got some really good stuff on there.
Like well, on what?
On Shutter.
I didn't see Free Guy. What about Don't Breathe 2? Have you seen that one?
I have not seen Don't Breathe 2. I haven't seen Free Guy yet. I want to see Free Guy.
Oh, Emily's hot. The one on The Quiet Place too. Oh, she's hot. She's gorgeous.
Who said that?
Rick.
Yeah.
Godzilla versus Kong. Seen that one.
Yep, saw that one.
Let's see. Movies coming out. Let's see.
I'm more of a Kong fan myself, but
Oh, you are? Oh, what do you think of the new Batman? We got a new Batman, Rick?
there's a new Batman that's coming out next year. It's a different story than what they've done so far, and it looks really good. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be a good movie, but it looks good from the trailer so far.
Yeah. The Batman comes out March 4th of 2022.
Now, what's cool though about the Flash movie that they're doing,
Okay.
you get two Batmans because it's like a multi-universe.
Okay.
Michael Keaton's back in that one,
Really?
and then you still get Ben Affleck's Batman.
That's interesting. So I wonder what's going to be in this new Batman. Who's going to be the villains?
The Riddler and the Penguin so far.
Oh, the Riddler and the Penguin.
Yeah, but this one's supposed to be like a rated R Batman. This one's going to be a little more. You get to see more of his detective work than you have in a long time.
He said he doesn't like the tokenization of Catwoman.
I don't know about her yet. I mean, the girl that's playing her is Lenny Kravitz's daughter, Zoe Kravitz. So I don't know how she's going to be yet or not. It's kind of hard to beat Michelle Pfeiffer.
Well, Rick wants to know, what do y'all think of the new Matrix Resurrections coming out December 24th? Wow, really? I want to see that one.
The trailer's out for that. But what's funny, though, about that is Keanu Reeves has the John Wick look in the Matrix. He has like the beard and the long hair and everything. And I'm like, yo, Keanu, did you forget that you're filming this movie instead of John Wick?
Now, I'll tell you what I want to see, and I hope that this one isn't as screwed up as the last one, the Ghostbusters Afterlife. That's November 5th release. No, November 18th release.
From what I've heard about, some people have seen the movie and they said it's actually really good. It's not like the Ghostbusters remake with those girls.
Yeah, with the Me Too movement crap. Yeah,
that movie would have worked if those girls were like the daughters of them. That would have worked then. But this one, I think, is going to be it's directed by the son of the original director of the first two Ghostbusters. So I think this one, and you're going to see Dan Aykroyd in there. You're going to see Bill Murray and Ernie Hudson back in there. So we'll get some of that.
All right, Rick, thanks for sending me the link. You got the Morbius is coming out January 21st. We got the Kingsman December 22nd. You got Spider-Man coming out No Way Home, where that's sort of going to lead into Carnage. Is going to be fighting, I think, or not Carnage. It's going to be Venom fighting Spider-Man in the next one. Because if you saw Venom, the last one, that's where it leads into.
This Spider-Man is also going to be leading into the Doctor Strange multi-universe.
Really?
And in this Spider-Man, you see there's a trailer. You see Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2 in this one. And you'll see all three Spider-Mans.
Okay. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is May 6th release.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying it's going to lead into Doctor Strange.
Yeah, Doctor Strange is in the movie. Pretty much the multi-universe, you get to see not only you get to see the original Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire in there. Mm-hmm. You'll see Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, and you'll see this new guy's Spider-Man.
Oh, hey, guess what? You said John Wick. John Wick is coming out of Chapter 4, May
Mhm.
27th. What is John Wick about? I've never even seen any of those movies. What is it about? Is that like a Jason Bourne movie or some crap like that?
Almost, but it's way better. Basically, it's like John Wick in the original, in the first one. He's an assassin, but he's retired, and he's living the life, and his wife passes away, and he doesn't want to do this life anymore. And this mob boss's son decides to steal cars, and they see John Wick's car. They go in there, they steal his car, and they kill his dog that his wife gave him. And it basically pisses him off to where he goes back, and they basically call him the boogeyman. So he comes back after all of them,
Oh,
and he kills a bunch of people in there. 77 people he kills in that one.
all right. Look, Top Gun Maverick comes out May 27th of next year. Jurassic World Dominion, June 10th. Lightyear, I don't know what that is. Is that from Toy Story or is that just something different? I don't know what that is. Then you got Thor. It comes out July 8th.
Mm-hmm.
You got Mission Impossible 7, September 30th. This for next year. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2 is October 7th release. The Flash is November 2nd, 4th of next year. The Black Panther Wakanda Forever, November 22nd. Avatar 2 comes out December 16th. The Marvels, February 17th of 2023. Guardians of the Galaxy, Shamaz 2, Indiana Jones 5, Mission Impossible 8, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, Star Wars Rogue Squadron. I used to have that video game for Nintendo 64, actually. That's interesting to see what they'll do with that. And then Avatar 3 is in 2024. Wow. Untitled Star Wars movie, December 2025. Avatar 4 in December 26th. And then 22nd of December is Avatar 5. Wow. They got movies all the way up till 2028, bro. They butchered the Jurassic Park series. What do you think about that? Are you a Jurassic Park fan?
The original, yeah. What I do think though is this new Jurassic Park's actually going to have the two originals from the first one and this one with Chris Pratt in them. I hope it's good, but the fact that the second one, the second Jurassic World, I wasn't really that much of a fan of, especially when they have these rich people take the dinosaurs off the island and then they want to sell them to the highest bidder. It was silly.
So, is there any movie you would like to see like a remake or a sequel to, or if you could pick one? Rick says,
Hmm.
I would like to see a Jason versus Freddy too. I mean, that's obvious. I think we've been itching for that for a while. I actually wouldn't mind them making a Friday Nightmare on Elm Street series, and I would like to see The Purge. I would like to see them do The Purge season 3. I thought the first two seasons were good,
Yeah.
and I think they should drop a season 3. I actually have The Purge here at my house. I have The Purge here, and I've so far watched both seasons. I got it from Walmart actually. Yeah, look, The Purge. I got seasons 1 and 2 already, and I want a part 3 so bad, but like I said, they took it off of Netflix and all. I mean, they took it off of USA Network because it was too gory or something like that. I don't know why. I thought it was good.
Actually, I honestly, if I was to be able to remake a movie, I don't know if I would want to because the movie. I mean, I grew up loving Jaws. I,
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't want them to remake it because I mean, it's like it's you can't touch that. It's like
Well, they made the Meg. They made Megalodon or the Meg, and they've had like other. They had the one where that one girl is stuck on the raft and she can't get off because there's like a giant shark.
oh, that's I forgot which movie that is now.
Yeah.
But the Meg, I had high hopes for the Meg because I read the book. I had high hopes for
Or
it.
it might have been an alligator. I might have been wrong. It's called not the Great White in the Deep, 47 meters down, Shark Night, the Meg in the Deep. No. Let me see.
I think I know what it is.
I forgot what it was. I forgot what it was called. Shark Lake.
No, I think I know what it is. The
Yeah,
Shallows.
yeah,
Yeah, it's with Blake Lively. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I don't think they should make any more shark movies. I mean, they could.
Yeah, I honestly, there is going to be a Meg too, which I found out about that. That was
Oh,
the,
we'll close this out. It's an hour and 20 minutes. We'll go to an hour and 30. We'll close it out, and after that, we'll close it. Rick wants to know: do you think they should make Batman, or they should make Jurassic Park rated R to make the movie more appealing?
I do. From what I heard, the new Batman movie is supposed to be a rated R rating, so we'll see.
I think
Um,
Batman should have more of a dark side to him. What do you guys think of Lake Placid and Anaconda series?
the first Anaconda was good, and after that, it just kind of went off the deep end. Lake Plaza is a pretty good one. The first Lake Plaza is pretty good.
How many Lake Placids are there?
I'm not sure actually.
Are they making another Godzilla? I don't know about that one.
There is supposed to be another MonsterVerse movie. I don't know yet. I think it's going to be based off of Kong this time, but I'm not sure. I actually, a lot of people didn't like it, but I grew up watching the Godzilla movies. I actually liked the Godzilla King of the Monsters. A lot of people don't like it, but I was like,
What about Godzilla versus Kong? This last one, did you like it?
I did. I think the only thing I didn't like was that they looked like they had to help Kong too much. Like the humans had to help him, and I'm just like, let him be this beast that he is, and let him just. I think it was weird though because you had this ancient rivalry between Godzilla and Kong in the movie, and there's a point where Godzilla's got his foot on Kong's chest, and I'm sitting there thinking, don't you kill him right then? You know,
He didn't kill him?
no, he didn't kill him. But Kong's heart stopped, and then that's when the Mega Godzilla came out that's being controlled by Ghidorah. And that's when they resurrect Kong, and Kong wakes up going, well, I guess I have to help Godzilla now.
So are they making another one? Where are they going to go with this?
I have no idea. They haven't talked about it, really.
What was your favorite King Kong movie? Rick says. Oh God. I mean, not King Kong. I meant Godzilla movie. I don't know. I mean, I always liked the Godzilla versus Rodan and Mothra. I think came and there was Ultra Godzilla. I think it was called or
Mega
like
Godzilla. Mega Godzilla, yeah.
it wasn't. No. Like remember that there was like one guy that sort of looked like a Flash knockoff. He was like a robot, and it wasn't Godzilla. What was his name? I think Godzilla fought him. He teamed up with Rodan.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name. He sort of looked like Ultraman or some shit like that. It kind of looked like Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man. He kind of looked like an Iron Man ripoff.
Yeah, I'm actually getting his name right now.
Yeah, I forgot what they called him, but he fought Godzilla like a long time ago, and he teamed up with Rodan. And they actually made a video game of him too. I forgot what it was called. It used to be on the Super Nintendo. It just doesn't ring a bell.
It's called Jet Jaguar.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, he fought Godzilla once with Rodan, and that was a really good one. Of course, Godzilla versus Mega Godzilla, the classic one, was good. Godzilla versus Ghidorah. I was a fan. I love Ghidorah's villain, man, with the three-headed monster. The three heads.
That's why when I saw Godzilla King of the Monsters, when you see that Antarctic scene with him sitting right here like at 500 or 600 feet and there's Godzilla right here, it was just really cool.
There should be a remake of Apollo or more rated R in the remake of Incredible rated R too. Well, Apollo is a space movie. They are coming out with, like I said, what was I just saying earlier, Kev? Moonfall, where the moon is actually colliding with Earth. and there's like some sort of alien on there. So I don't know where they're going with that, but I saw the previews to that, and I thought it was really good. I could pull it up on here, but would I get a strike for playing it?
I don't know. I wouldn't. You could try. I mean,
I wouldn't want to risk it though, huh?
nah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to risk it because again, it's gonna. I don't want to risk getting a strike, but dude, it was. I enjoyed watching the trailer. You guys got to watch Moonfall. It comes out next year. I think February, Rick. February next year. But allegedly, the moon's supposed to collide with the Earth, and it shows the actual moon hitting the Earth, boom, like ramming right into it. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then there was one scene where there was an alien like sitting on top of the moon or sitting on the side of it,
Yeah.
and he starts killing a lot of the astronauts that are on the moon or whatever. So I don't know exactly. Let me type in what the synopsis is real quick. Moonfall synopsis, and then we'll clear it up in a little bit, because right now we've been doing an hour and 25 minutes. I want to wrap it up in 5 minutes. Okay, it's saying a NASA executive, an astronaut, and a conspiracy theorist travel into outer space to stop the moon from crashing into the Earth. Release date is February 4th, 2022. Roland Emmerich is the director of that film. Kelly Yu is playing in there. Patrick Wilson, John Bradley, Charlie Plummer. I mean, obviously some new characters. This is interesting. Yeah. It says here, okay, hear what it says on Wikipedia. It says a mysterious force knocks the moon from its orbit around Earth, okay, and sends it hurtling onto a collision course with life as we know it. With mere weeks before impact and the world on the brink of annihilation, NASA executive and the former astronaut Joe Fowler, Holly, or what is it, Holly Berry? Oh, she's in there. Is convinced she has the key to saving us all, but only one astronaut from her past, Brian Harper, who is Patrick Willis, and conspiracy theorist Casey Hausman, who is playing as John Bradley, believe her. These unlikely heroes will mount an impossible last-ditch mission in the space, leaving behind everyone they love, only to find out that our moon is not what we think it is. Huh. February 4th is its release date, and its budget was $140 million to produce the movie.
Another space movie that people should watch is the Jake Gyllenhaal, Ryan Reynolds one called called Life. Life is pretty. There's like this little creature that they find that basically ends up getting more and more. It's a little thing that they get like a little microchip. It's an interesting movie, and Gravity's a good one too.
What's Gravity about? I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Let me type up the Gravity synopsis. Wait. What year did Gravity come out?
2010, I think, or 11.
Okay, let me see. Gravity synopsis. Yeah. It says Ryan Stone, played as Sandra Bullock, is a medical engineer on her first shuttle mission. Her commander is a veteran astronaut, Matt Kowalski, George Clooney. Oh, okay, so there's some good characters in here. Hellman, his last flight before retirement. Then during a routine spacewalk by their pair, disaster strikes. The shuttle is destroyed, leaving Ryan and Matt stranded in deep space with no link to Earth and no hope of rescue. As fear turns to panic, they realize that the only way home may be to venture further into space. Wow. And it came out October 4th, 2013, October 4th. Interesting.
So this Life movie, the synopsis is astronauts Jake Gyllenhaal and Ryan Reynolds aboard the International Space Station are on the cutting edge of one of the most important discoveries in human history. The first evidence of extraterrestrial life on Mars. As members of the crew conduct their research, the rapidly evolving life form proves far more intelligent and terrifying than anyone could have ever imagined.
Okay. Wait. What are you reading from? What movie is this?
Life.
Okay, read that again.
Okay. The Life synopsis is astronauts Jake Gyllenhaal, Ryan Reynolds aboard the International Space Station are on the cutting edge of the most important discoveries in human history. The first evidence of extraterrestrial life on Mars. As members of the crew conduct their research, the rapid evolving life form proves far more intelligent and terrifying than anyone could have imagined.
Hey, Prodigal.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, and I see you're talking about that movie Life. Have y'all ever seen the film theory on that?
No.
No. Tell us about it.
Okay, so technically, because I heard this whenever you were coming in, I was like, oh, I better go ahead and get in there. Technically, Calvin, which is the alien life form that life is based on, a lot of people believe that's actually Venom in his original form.
Really?
And this is a prequel to the movie Venom. And if you watch Venom, you remember that spacecraft that comes back with Venom on it is actually called Life. So the people that in Sony must have been aware of this little film theory here. If you go back and look it up, yeah, that was a pretty decent movie with Ryan Reynolds and Jake Gyllenhaal. I watched it.
So you're saying that this is the movie Life is sort of based on, or some believe it's based on, Venom's origin?
Yeah, symbiotes. Yeah, the origin of symbiotes. Go ahead.
So Life is also made by Sony Pictures, which is also makes the Venom pictures. So
Right.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. So I was like, I'll go ahead and get on this one since somebody's making a video on me right now about A&W wrestling. So.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw his link, but I didn't see the video. But his stream's going on right now as we speak.
Well, yeah, I ironically enough, I did the Dynamite ratings. So I had posted that. It was actually uploading whenever I saw his video. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, how do you feel about those ratings? Because yeah, I mean, it's all a placebo. Nobody knows the demographics. You don't know the age of people who are watching these programs on cable. You don't. So.
Speaking of which, more wrestling sites now are coming out saying, well, AEW beat them in more different demographics. I'm like, where's your proof at?
Yeah. Are the 80 to 116-year-olds? Is that what you're talking about? I don't get it. You don't know. All right. It's they're just making up stuff. I don't understand how they can do that, man.
Wrestling matters to me.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, so Prodigal, I was going to ask you a question. Have you seen the new Chucky series or Halloween Kills or the Scream 5 trailer? Have you seen any of those?
Dude, I tried to watch the first Chucky series of that episode because it's on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube.
Network. Yeah.
And so I was like, I watched like the first 10 minutes of it and I couldn't make it past it, dude. I couldn't. I was like, oh, come on. I haven't seen Halloween, but I may go out and see Halloween maybe this afternoon, later on this evening. I don't know. It just depends.
What about Scream 5? Are you going to look for it? That comes out next year, but
I don't know. I'm actually probably I'm waiting to actually see what that new Ghostbusters is going to be about.
Afterlife, yeah, that's November 18th.
Right, and it's already taken a hit. The critics have already stood firm that they're not going to give this a good rating.
Oh, so Rotten Tomatoes is going to give it a bad rating? Yeah,
the critics are going to give it a bad rating. So I'm kind of interested in seeing it. It's the same thing with Venom. The critics went ahead and attacked that movie.
It was a good movie, though. I enjoyed it, and I didn't even see the first one.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked both of them. Really good. I thought they were both really, really good movies, and they're fun. They're fun. It's kind of like King Kong versus Godzilla. They're just fun movies, and that's what we want. We want entertainment. We don't want your social justice warrior stuff in these movies.
Hey, Polston, I was going to take a swipe at you when I was reading the Moonfall synopsis because they said Holly Berry and this other guy and this conspiracy theorist, and I was going to say Sean Michael Polston traveled to the moon.
Yeah,
because in Moonfall comes out next year. If you've seen the previews to that, allegedly some sort of external force knocks the moon off its orbit. And I was reading the synopsis earlier, and then it starts going towards Earth. So these three scientists and one conspiracy theorist go up there to they say like they have an idea on how to stop it or something. And then it comes to turn out, it says at the end, it turns out the moon is not what we thought it was. So I don't know what they're referring to that.
There's actually a movie, and I started it last night, but I didn't finish it. I just started it, so it'd be on my playlist. But it's the same thing. It's here on YouTube. I'll have to send you the link to it. But yeah, basically what happens is an asteroid hits the moon, knocks it off of orbit, and it's in a collision with Earth. So it's the same exact thing. I don't know if it was an independent film or if it was, who put it together. But it looked like it was pretty interesting. It looked like it was going to be pretty decent. I just didn't finish watching it. I started it, had it on my playlist, and I plan to go back and watch it though. But it's here on YouTube and it's free. So.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man: Homecoming is coming out in November as well.
I don't know. It looks. Spider-Man: Homecoming came out. That was the first one, wasn't it?
Not Homecoming. It's what do they call it?
Far Away from Home. I think.
Yeah, Far Away from Home or something like that.
That was the second one. I don't. Oh, but I know what you're talking about. I don't know. It looks interesting, but it's like one of those things to where like Marvel has like burnt me quite a bit here recently, and so I'm like, okay. It does have, I think, to me personally, Andrew Garfield was the best Spider-Man. To me personally. Really? Yeah. Out of all the Spider-Mans, out of Tobey Maguire, out of all the Spider-Mans, really at the end of the day, Andrew Garfield was the best Spider-Man to me. He actually fit the character. So it's going to be nice to see him back as Spider-Man.
Oh, No Way Home is December 17th, 2021, Spider-Man.
Okay, so
yeah, that's what Rick just sent me. Yeah.
Yeah, just a month.
It's supposed to tie into the multiverse of madness with.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah, it's supposed to tie into the whole like multi-universe. That's why we're going to see all three different Spider-Mans.
So let me ask you this: what do you think of the Matrix Resurrection? Are any of you guys fans of the Matrix?
Man, I was kind of excited whenever I heard they were going to come out with another Matrix, but when I saw the advertisements, it's kind of like I don't know. It looks like it could be interesting. It has some concepts in it that people are looking up and trying to pick up and pick apart and whatnot. But this is, like I said, here recently, Hollywood has had a way of going ahead, taking up franchises and screwing them up. So it looks like it has potential. I haven't really seen anything with Keanu Reeves in it that I haven't liked. So I've got to sit there and it's like I really, really want to see it. I'm probably more excited for John Wick 4, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, John Wick 4 comes out. I was just looking at that. May 27th next year.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Paulson, I looked it up. Of all three John Wick films, he's got 299 kills.
Damn.
Oh, he kills everybody every 2 or 3 minutes in the last two. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't go too long without a good solid kill.
But the person who's had the most kills as far as actors go, Arnold Schwarzenegger's got 395.
Damn.
Yeah.
He's got confirmed kills.
Yeah. Now, Michael in this last movie just surpassed Jason as the most horror slashing kills of all.
How many does he have?
Well, Jason had 151, and this one, Halloween Kills, there's actually 30 plus kills. So Michael's up about 171.
Damn.
171. I'm telling you that John Wick don't play.
If Halloween ends, you're about to add another probably about 30 to that.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. So that kill count will go up. Like I said, Jason has been it was Jason for the longest. Jason was a killing motherfucker there, but they haven't done a real good Friday the 13th. And I think that you said that you were going to try and get into maybe doing another fan film, right, Kev?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be we're working on possibly doing one with Jason, but this one, we came up with the synopsis of what would happen if you see Jason during December. And
during Christmas?
Yeah, during Christmas. But what it is that you have the original survivors from all the Friday the 13th. And they're all in this this little they all come back together. They all do this they're all fucked up in the head, so obviously they're going to see a shrink now. But what they don't know is that shrink actually is a relative of Jason and resurrects him.
Wow.
There's actually a really, really good. I forget. It was another Friday. It's a fan made film, but basically it goes back. I forget what it's called. I watched it and it was better than I thought it would, because I was like thinking, okay, well this is going to be a fan film, but it really did good. It was like a throwback to the old '80s Jason Voorhees movies, and this is where his father, huh?
You said it was a fan film?
It was a fan film, and it says Jason's father comes back and resurrects Jason this time, and it turns out his father was still alive and whatnot, and resurrects Jason, and the actors that they had playing it, I was like, okay, well, you know, this is going to be a lot of fan service. Like I watched one where it was Michael Myers versus Leatherface, and well, we all know that this was supposed to be the original Michael Myers, which was like 5'11", and Leatherface is like 6'6". You know what I'm saying? He's like a freaking defensive end in the NFL.
Yeah.
But the guy who played Leatherface was the same height as Michael Myers, and he was slimmer. He was skinnier. And I'm like, well, this doesn't make a lot of sense at all. But it was decent, you know, for what it was. But yeah, I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, you could tell when they're a fan film. But the one that I watched with I forget what it's called now, but it's a Friday the 13th. It's a fan film.
Yeah.
But it looked like a real Friday the 13th movie. I'm like, wow, somebody put a lot of effort into this thing. I was kind of like, I had to leave a comment and give them props because
Rick said they're coming out with a Top Gun. What do you guys think about that? Top Gun Mavericks coming out next year, May 27th. Are y'all a fan of Top Gun?
I'll let Kev go with this one.
I think Tom Cruise is overrated. That's just my opinion.
Top Gun was kind of like one of those. It was kind of like a romance movie to me in the '80s, more than it was actually a action film. Like I'll be honest with you, for like me, particularly at that age, it was it Iron Eagle? You remember those?
Yeah.
With Louis Gossett Jr. Those were the ones that kids my age wanted to see because there was more action in it. But Top Gun was kind of, to me, more like it's kind of more like like if Kev was going to take Mel, that would be something to go see on like Valentine's Day or something. But I don't think that would be something that guys would want to see. It's kind of like one of those ones where it's a good date movie, probably.
You know, it's interesting you brought that up. If I did that, Mel would want to go see Rambo and see people get blown to shit up. That's
yeah. See, that would be our thing. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, but yeah, I'm saying that would be something that you would probably want to go, and that's a date movie to me personally. The Top Guns.
Now, speaking of which, this Friday 13th movie that we are working on, I know Mel likes to write stuff, and she's very much into horror. And some of the kill scenes that she's thinking about in this already, I'm already shivering over having to do some of these. But it's going to be fun. I mean, I'm going to have fun doing some stuff with Jason and plus I follow Kane Hodder a lot, so it's going to be really cool to do that.
So, Polson, are you doing anything for Halloween?
Not of right now. I don't have like any real plans for Halloween. You know, just pretty much here.
Oh, Steven, here you go. If you want to see the ultimate death match, Tony Khan versus Vince McMahon. Let's book it.
For WrestleMania?
How about this one? I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm going to throw this one out there. How about Tony Khan versus Vince Russo? Since he tries to be like Vince Russo anyways. Yeah.
Yo, bro. It's bro, man. Bro.
Bro. Your writing sucks, bro.
Hey, let me ask you guys a question off topic. Do y'all think I don't know if y'all saw this, but 2 weeks ago, Monday Night Raw, filmed it, put it on TikTok, and it said Raw's attendance, and it said 3,995 fans showed up in a building that was supposed to be 18,000, and they moved all the fans to the front, like to the front of the section. Like, do y'all think that I don't know. Do y'all think that WWE's maybe kind of slowly in demise, or what do y'all think? Do y'all think they'll be able to, do you think it's irreparable? You think people just aren't interested in wrestling anymore? This is not a big thing, or what do y'all think? People just got bored of it?
I'll let Kevin go first.
Well, actually, I think that mostly WWE's got money, and they're gonna have money for a while. Whatever the Saudi deal they got that $1 billion from the Fox deal, the Peacock deal. So WWE's not struggling; they're not hurting for money.
Oh, of course.
But I will say, I think that a lot of fans have just lost interest because wrestling's not how it used to be, and everybody's over there hoping, oh, AEW, we're gonna have this same thing like WCW and WWE. It's not gonna happen. And to be honest with you, I really like NWA Power. If you haven't seen NWA Power, that's some really good wrestling. It's like that old school wrestling. It's like you do the interview right in front of the ring, and then you go and fight in the ring. I mean, that to me, I think the only way that wrestling is going to get back to where it is, you got a lot of streaming devices. People are cutting the cable. They're using streaming devices.
Yeah.
And now you can go read the results online, or you can watch the results on YouTube without even having to watch like the shows. And so until that's taken care of, wrestling is not going to be like it used to be.
Go ahead.
Okay. So this is something that I mentioned in my last video, the AEW video that I made for Rampage ratings going up against, which they didn't really go head to head. Can we go ahead and all agree on that? But the SmackDown ratings, I think that they drew, what was it, like 800,000, 900,000, something like that.
Okay.
And then the A&W Wrestling, they drew 520 something, 572,000, I think it was.
Okay.
And so, whenever you combine that, that's still far less than 2 million people that are interested in wrestling altogether. So this is actually the opposite of the Monday Night Wars, and which company is losing the less ratings. This is actually for the freaking Monday Night Wars. And it's like I said, yeah, wrestling as a whole, the interest is dropping off now. WWE is still the premium brand. If WWE is coming to a local area and AEW is coming to a local area, you're going to opt to go see the WWE. And the reason why is because, well, AEW kind of pushed their product out way too quick, I think. Whenever you look at the matches, if you go back and like Kev said, you could see it on YouTube, these matches, and then you're going to go ahead and say, well, am I going to be able to invest in this product? And you see a lot of the botches, you see a lot of the acrobats, you see a lot of the ridiculous endings, false finishers, ridiculously over the top matches for AEW. So you go back and you look at their promos and their storylines, and they're not much better. There's no real creativity in this. And, this is what happens whenever the inmates run the asylum, is that everybody's trying to look strong and whatnot and build up a brand, but you don't have any real bookers, real management, the stuff that made the territories great. Now, I agree with Kevin. NWA Power, not Tony Khan, but Billy Corgan, if anybody's going to save wrestling, it's going to be NWA.
Really? Huh.
And the reason why is because NWA has the longevity. I mean, you have Harley Race, you have Ric Flair, you have Andre the Giant, you have Hulk Hogan, you have all these people, Stone Cold, The Undertaker, anybody really that you like, maybe not named The Rock, that actually, made a name for themselves on wrestling, Macho Man, all had to go through the territories. And so, yeah, that's where wrestling will be reinvented, and that's where wrestling will be saved. I can't imagine TNT keeping AEW. Now, yeah, AEW can go ahead and increase their audience in the arenas by giving away free tickets and stuff. That's one way that they could go ahead and do it and give people the illusion that AEW is more popular than WWE. But everybody at the end of the day already knows that this is a lie, and that they're manipulating ratings to try and inflate their ratings and try to. It's basically a way for them to try and justify being on TNT, because everybody knows that they probably weren't ready for television. I mean, their highest rating was their first rating. Whenever they got out on TNT,
Okay.
their first show was a 0.68, and they have never achieved that rating ever since. They've only managed to come close to that rating, but ultimately it's just kind of just been there in limbo. And so TNT is probably not going to keep this. So what I said, and I said this on one of the NWA sites, is that if NWA could find a way to go ahead and buy AEW, because I think that the Khans will eventually want to get out from under it, then that would be the best thing for wrestling, is for Billy Corrigan and NWA to take over and to use it and try to work out deals with ROH, Impact, and to establish a territory again. And that'll be better. But the other thing is that if they do go under, which I think that they'll be on TBS next year, and I don't think that they're going to do too well when they go to TBS. I think eventually what's going to end up happening is that whenever Discovery makes their deal with TBS, they're going to boot AEW off. And I think that ultimately what's probably going to happen is Vince McMahon is going to end up buying AEW and merging it with NXT. So all these goofs over here making fun of NXT, they'll be watching NXT again. That's what's going to happen.
You know, it's funny too, Steven, about this whole thing. I have a bone to pick with some of these fans on here who I remember during the time when CM Punk left WWE. Most of these guys on here were going like this. He's a traitor. He's a traitor. Then when he went to UFC and lost those 2 fights, those same people that are cheering for CM Punk now were laughing at him getting his ass whooped.
I was laughing at him. I'm not going to lie.
Right. Yeah, so was I. I mean, but the fact that they're coming on here now thinking that he's some kind of savior, and the fact that he had the nerve to let's clarify something. When he came on there and said that he hasn't been wrestling since he left Ring of Honor, let me just clarify something. Even if he was at Ring of Honor and never went to WWE and went to AEW, he would just be another guy. The fact that he went to AEW and as popular as he is now, you got to thank Vince McMahon and WWE for that, because if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be in the spot that you're in right now.
That is true.
I totally agree with that 100%, because until he did that pipe bomb promo, CM Punk was just another guy. He wasn't even that popular. It was until he dropped his little pipe bomb with John Cena that CM Punk really got over. And I think it was more of the animosity towards John Cena than it was for people just, wanting to get on board with CM Punk. He just so happened to be the guy with the microphone that, facilitated what we were saying. And all the stuff that he was saying was stuff that people were saying all over the internet. And yeah, I was like both of y'all. I'm like, yeah, why the hell would this guy go to UFC? He's going to ruin his credibility. I knew he was going to get his ass kicked. And he could have went to Impact and really made a change. Because if he would have went to Impact at that point in time, while he still had that following, then that could have potentially been a game changer. But he waits 7 years, comes back to AEW, does a reverse pipe bomb promo, where instead of saying, John Cena, you're handed everything, I'm going to go ahead and help you get everything, Darby Allin. It was a reverse pipe bomb. And that's not going to work. I know theoretically you think, oh, well, the opposite should work. He's going to come here and kiss everybody's ass. Whenever he was over there in WWE telling everybody how they were all overrated, he's going to tell everybody that AEW that they're underrated. Well, nobody's going to be able to watch it, and they're going to tune off.
Yeah, and what's interesting too about this whole AEW situation, and they were bragging about the fact that they beat NXT. There was 2 times during that Wednesday Night Wars that NXT beat them twice. Now, if you put every WWE roster together, if you put the Raw and SmackDown roster together on a Friday night, and you bring back Brock, you bring back Cena, all those guys, and they went up against AEW, I guarantee you that WWE show would wipe the mat with them.
Oh, yeah. I like the segments with Roman Reigns and Brock already, man. Whenever Roman Reigns comes out and Brock's just sitting there, they're looking at each other and they're just laughing, right? And he just signs that contract. And Roman Reigns comes out and he goes, and I love what they're doing with Roman. They're like, he goes, you must be some kind of dumbass. You're just going to sign it? Big Farmer, motherfucker, just going to sign it. And then Brock Lesnar, he just looks up and he laughs and he goes, Roman, I read the damn contract this morning with my advocate, Paul Heyman. Now, see, that's stuff that I'm going to watch and I'm going to sit there and say, well, now I'm kind of interested. Now I kind of want to see where this is going. You can't watch, CM Punk come out and talk about ice cream bars and say, oh, man, this is awesome. I'm going to watch it next week. No, not at all. It's not going to bring any outside. It's not going to bring in the casuals. And the casuals are already going to gravitate toward WWE anyway. So that means that if the casuals are going to come back, they're going to come back for whatever is going on in WWE. AEW is an afterthought. There's, nobody's really. The only time that they get buzz is in Twitter and on Facebook, which most people, are suspended from, banned from for 30 days here and there. So you're marketing on these little sites of like Twitter and Facebook. It doesn't really mean a lot. And it's all the same people that are sharing it over and over and over again. And, it's not going to get any interest because, like I said, if you watch something, Steven, you're going to want to go check it out before you go see it to see if you want to go watch it.
Yeah.
If it looks interesting. And if you see the stuff that they're putting on, their performances, if fucking Chris Jericho and MJF are putting on dance performances, you're probably going to be like, okay, well, they're kind of mocking wrestling fans.
I will say this, though. Daniel Bryan has got to be one of the smartest ones on there because AEW has been running their mouth about WWE for a long time. They need to be focused on what they need to be doing. And the fact that they are all over there talking shit about WWE over and over again. Daniel Bryan is the only one that's came on there that said, hey, I think WWE for the time. They gave me a good deal, but I decided to go here because I wanted to wrestle different people. See, Daniel Bryan is smart because if AEW ship ever sinks, he knows he's got a spot.
Oh, you're right. No bridges burned.
Yeah, and I'll agree. You know what I'm saying? I don't hate Daniel Bryan. I think that he was pushed out. He was pushed way too hard, and he was pushed over other talent that could have probably potentially gotten over and been in a better spot. WWE would have been a better spot if they wouldn't have overpushed Daniel Bryan. I don't dislike Daniel Bryan, and as far as like his AEW goes, and I think that from what was it that you were telling me, Big Kev, was that CM Punk's already saying that he's already not liking his, he's hurt or whatever it is.
Oh, really?
He's questioning some of the stuff going on now.
Well, the one thing too, Punk went out there and said, and I know AEW fans are going to kind of correct me on this, but I said it in my video. Punk came out there and said that he feels like that his, Bryan, and Cole's coming into AEW, he felt like was bigger than Nash, Hall, and Hogan's. And I was like, we're talking about a different time in wrestling. And the Nash and Hall thing was a lot more bigger because at that time, we didn't have really much the internet to say, hey, Nash and Hall are leaving WWF at the time. Everybody thought, wow, what the hell is Razor Ramon doing in the crowd?
Yeah, and see, that's the thing, is that they had a plan. And this is what you call, being smart. They had a plan for Hall and Nash. Nobody knew that Hall was going to come out there and do what he did. Everybody's like, oh, what the hell is going on? He just came out in the middle of a match and interrupted and said, hey, look, Chico, and did his little spiel saying that somebody else was coming. And so everybody tuned in the following week. And this is what I was sitting there saying. You can't get the AEW fans to admit to anything. But I said that they could have probably went ahead, instead of leaking this through Dave Meltzer, and then having everybody sit in their horse saying CM Punk is going to AEW for like months in advance. You look at CM Punk. He looks a little bit aged. He looks a little bit bitter. He pulls it off. Like I said, you give him a storyline, kind of like what I was thinking was Negan from Walking Dead, right? And then you put a guy like Crimson And maybe since WWE is letting go of Braun Strowman, you try and get a hold of Braun Strowman or Madman Fulton, get some bigger guys around him, and maybe even since you were going to bring in Daniel Bryan the following week anyways, bring Daniel Bryan in, and then you build up some kind of stable for them to come out. You have them wearing masks. You go ahead and keep this under the table and whatnot, where people don't know exactly who these people are, and they're just showing up in crowds. They're going in and attacking people and whatnot. And then you do the big unveil at the pay-per-view, and then I guarantee you it wouldn't matter. You don't have to sit there and advertise for CM Punk. Whenever CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Crimson, and Madman Fulton made their advertisement, the AEW fans would not be able to control themselves. They would go straight to social media, and they would be saying, CM Punk showed up tonight, yada, 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 kind of like what they did this time. I just thought that what they did with CM Punk and how they brought in CM Punk, Adam Cole, and Daniel Bryan, it just didn't show a lot of, creativity and how they could have done it and implemented it to actually take advantage of these big signings.
So what are they going to do in terms of like pay-per-views? Do they got like any like Royal Rumble or WrestleMania like events or not really?
Their biggest one is usually All Out or something like that. It's like their big pay-per-view. But I really don't know much about their pay-per-views, to be honest with you.
So they don't have like a Money in the Bank or anything. They don't have anything like special matches or certain types of matches yet.
Mm-mm.
So it's just a bunch of like tag and single. They don't even have like Battle Royal or Royal Rumbles.
I watched one of their shows one time when they did one of those death matches, right? And it was horrible. Absolutely horrible.
I think they do got pay-per-views like All Out. What is the other one that old Frankie Kazarian? See, even their own wrestlers get them confused. So that's how vanilla they are. They don't even know their pay-per-views. So I think it's like Full Gear or something like that. We're going to kick it into Full Gear. So they have pay-per-views there, but they don't really have any. They don't have any. What can I say? It's like they don't really have any main event talent, and that's not really a lot on the wrestlers. I can't put that because there's some guys on A&W that I actually like. I like Eddie Kingston. You know what I'm saying? I like Ricky Starks. These guys have talent. I think in the business could potentially be main event caliber talent, but they've never been built. Like whenever you have The Undertaker being built and say WCCW, then he goes to the WWE. You have Stone Cold come out. He gets built in WCCW, and then he goes into ECW. Then he goes into the WWE. These guys were being built in these different territories and these different programs. So whenever they went to a program, you now have main event talent. And whenever you only have WWE that really has main event talent, caliber talent currently right now to build up a roster, then that's going to be a problem. Because I guarantee you all those guys that TNA built up there for a while, whenever TNA was doing their thing with the Broken Hardys, all those guys went to WWE. AJ Styles, Bobby Lashley, Bobby Roode, all those people, whenever they were sitting there, when these same people that jumped on the AEW bandwagon were sitting there saying, TNA isn't competition, but all these guys ended up on WWE. How many of these guys are WWE going to be interested in right now? And in AEW? None of them, because they're all proven that they can't draw. There's no drawing power there, and that's a problem.
Yeah, two guys who I think would be welcome back in WWE with open arms is I think Jericho would be welcome back, but and Daniel Bryan would be welcome back. I don't know about anybody else on there, and the way they're kind of treating Cody Rhodes behind the scenes too is not really.
Then what are they doing to him?
Well, he's a vice president on there, and so is Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, but apparently they don't really socialize with Cody Rhodes. And,
oh, wow.
And that's a problem right there, because when you give inmates all this, it's like what happened to WCW. When you let the inmates run the asylum, eventually it's going to crumble.
Yeah, and I tell you, because I was watching the Smart Busters last night, and they were mentioning I guess it was like a little series that they were having with Cody Rhodes and his wife with what is it? I forgot what the series was called, but it was a reality show, and they said that it made them look really, 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 really bad, like the most unlikable people that you would ever want to meet.
Really?
Yeah. I haven't seen an episode yet, but that's just what they were saying about it last night.
Damn. Well, when Cody Rhodes was first in AEW, he actually had a pretty good feud, right? He had good storylines.
The one thing that I liked the one time for Cody was when Cody won the NWA championship at one time.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really big moment for him because his dad held that belt. And I thought
I didn't know that. His dad did.
I thought that was a really good thing. If Cody was to leave AEW, Cody would fit in NWA.
I think that Cody and Dusty used to live pretty close to me in Belmead, around here somewhere.
Really? Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, the Reynolds. Yeah, I think that they lived around here in Belmead at one point in time. But I think that ultimately a lot of these guys, especially like Eddie Kingston would be another good one that would be good in NWA. To me, I think NWA is just a little bit more edgier. I think that they have a little bit more of that attitude, especially, when they were doing with James Storm and they were doing with Eli Drake. That stuff was pretty decent. So, I mean, yeah, Billy Corgan just has a way of creating really good storylines, really good, feuds, really good angles, really good. And so, like, out of everybody right now in professional wrestling, even over Vince McMahon, I have to lean towards Billy Corgan. The guy has another vision, and I think that one of the reasons, like I said, me and Kev can identify with him a little bit more is he's more of a traditionalist. He's more of that old school, golden era of wrestling type of wrestling manager. And, I mean, NWA is free here on YouTube, Steven. I suggest checking out a show or two because it's not too long. It's set up like the old school style, and the feuds are pretty good. I mean, they got Aaron Stevens, which is Damian Sandow.
Oh,
yeah, he's on there. I haven't watched the show in a while, but like you said, Trevor Murdoch is their champion. Mickie James is there now, but Mickie James is married to Chris Aldis, so it made sense for her to eventually end up in NWA.
Hey, look who is here! Arizona Cardinals, man, the cattle dog. Your Cardinals are 6-0.
Yes, we are.
How's it feel
They
to be
got 3 big wins on the road to playoff teams last year.
Why don't y'all go and sign Whitney Merciless? We already released him. Y'all could start taking our players away.
Well, we got 2 big pieces from your team. I'll tell you that.
Well, if you add Whitney to that D line, you'll be the Texans 4.0.
Because I'm telling you, D-Hop is a fucking beast, dude.
Yes, he is.
I don't care that he's only getting 4 or 5 catches right now, but those 4 or 5 catches that he get come in big time moments, and he just produces.
Yeah.
That guy is amazing.
You guys are, I saw the point spread, 17. I wouldn't even take it.
Oh, we kicked that ass.
No, that they're giving us 17 on the
Oh,
point
yeah.
spread.
Yeah. 17.
I think Vegas odds, if the Texans, let's say you go to Vegas and you place a bet for the Texans, you get 17-point spread. But that won't cover it because I predict we're going to lose more than that.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, after we played the Patriots, you might as well go ahead and take it because I was like, man, we'll beat the Patriots by 20. But after watching that game, it was kind of ticking me off there at the end. Like I said, but then again, what happened to the Cowboys? What do I say? Run the ball and good defense. A running game and good defense travels. They went away from the run for whatever reason again, and we barely beat the Patriots, man. We got lucky on that game because we went away from the formula that was working.
Hey, Big Kev, did you see? I know you saw Derrick Henry's 3-touchdown performance. They say he's got 783 yards, and he could be on pace for like a 2,500 yard, possibly 3,000 yard season this year.
I'm telling you, that run he made last night, the big run, someone docked that at 21.8 miles an hour.
Damn.
I'm sitting there thinking that's a 6'3", 245-pound guy coming down there at 2.
Oh, he's a load, man. That guy's a load. We're the only team that shut him down so far.
Yep.
Arizona shut him down?
Yeah, he only got like 47 yards against us.
Are you saying that the Jacksonville Jaguars can't shut down Derrick Henry?
No, Cardinals did.
No, but I'm just saying that the Jacksonville Jaguars don't have Derrick Henry's kryptonite.
I don't know, man. Eric Dickerson still holds the record. Eric Dickerson holds the record for 2,105 yards. That's the number one rusher in one season. I think Derrick Henry's going to smash that record. I think he'll get between 25 and possibly even 3,000 yards.
I don't know about 3,000 yards, but I think he's on pace for 2,500.
I think he'll get that easily.
Yeah. As long as he stays healthy, and that's the biggest key right now.
Even if he gets 2,200, that'd be an amazing accomplishment.
Yeah, Vance Joseph on the radio said that he don't mind teams running on him because if they do, they take themselves out of the game because they can't score enough points. And that's why all these teams are going for it on fourth down instead of kicking field goals because they know that they got to score at least 30 points to win.
Yeah.
So they're inviting teams to run on us.
But Big Kev, that Titans win against Buffalo last night was a big statement, man. I hope y'all do the same and beat the Chiefs.
Well, we had a couple of injuries last night. Taylor Lewan, I found out, just has a concussion. There's really nothing wrong with his neck, which was a good thing. Julio Jones just came back from a hamstring injury, then he went out yesterday. We're playing a very short week against Kansas City, so if we can get this win against Kansas City, that's definitely a statement.
The only thing is the Chiefs play better on the road than they do at home. That's the only bad thing about it.
They do.
And Arizona's got a free win against the Texans. Y'all pretty much, you're going to smash us. I just hope Tyrod Taylor plays a little bit.
That'll probably be the game that they struggle in, dude, I'm telling you. That's the way it's been in the NFL this year. If you're supposed to dominate a team, you'll struggle against them. You're supposed to struggle against the team, you'll dominate them. That's the way it's been so far in the NFL that I've seen.
So when does the Cardinals streak end?
When they play us?
Let's see.
We got the Packers after Houston.
Oh, shit. And y'all host the Packers.
Yeah.
Oh, big Packers.
Y'all go at San Fran, then y'all host the Panthers. Y'all go at the Sea Chickens, and then y'all play at the Bears. I mean, the Rams is not till December 13th, and then y'all play Lions, Colts, then at Dallas. Really, it's just Rams and Cowboys. Cowboys on January 2nd. That's week 17.
Parcel 10. Thanks. Sorry about that.
There's only 3 games you guys could lose.
Well, the Seattle game will be tough because it's a division game no matter what. Same with the Niners and the Rams. But other than that, it's the Packers and Dallas. That's it.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting playoffs this year.
We're gonna have to get.
Go
Oh, go ahead.
if we beat the Packers, we could go probably maybe 9, 10, 11 and 0.
Nah, if y'all beat the Packers, your next game won't be till the Rams. That's December 13th, so you'll probably go 12 and 0.
But McVay is looking for blood. I don't know if you guys saw the interview after that Cardinal Rams game. He was pissed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was like, I don't like getting manhandled, and they manhandled us. So I'm sure he'll have his team fired up and ready to go.
Okay, what's
that's
most
exactly
likely? Go ahead.
That's exactly how he said it. He's like, yeah, they manhandled us, and I'm not happy.
Okay, what's likely to happen? What's likely to happen? Arizona 17 and 0 or Lions 0 and 17?
Lions 0 and 17.
Dude, you know what's funny? Prodigal was talking about rigging. You know, we're talking about sports is rigged. Did you guys see the college game where the referee actually intercepts the pass?
No.
Yeah, it was a Division III game, and one team was going down the score. I was watching the highlights, and the quarterback is like leaning up to throw the ball, and the ref just jumps in front of the defender and intercepts the pass. and then he just rules it incomplete.
Dude, I have to see that, man.
Yeah, dude. It like what it was. The defender tried to catch it, and the ball it bats off of him, and then the ref just jumps in front and just catches it. And then he tried to play it off. He's like, "Oops, my bad," and then he's like, "Incomplete."
That's some bullshit.
And the quarterback's like, "Man, you interfered. You cheated. He's like, "Oh, my bad. It was an accident."
Are you sure that referee wasn't working for? Are you sure that referee wasn't working with Belichick back in the day?
All you got to, dude. I swear to God, would you laugh if the ref jumps in front, intercepts it, and then runs back, and the defenders are actually blocking for him? And then he's like, touchdown, and then he's just like, that's the end of the game, and it's like the third quarter. He's like, that's the end of the game, and he just runs to the locker room.
And it's the New England Patriots. It has to be intercepted for the New England Patriots.
Or it's Patriots and Bucks in the Super Bowl, and then he intercepts it for the Bucks and helps Brady.
Yeah.
And he intercepts it and they're blocking. And then Brady actually runs off the side of the side. He runs off the field to help block.
Yeah.
And then the ref's like, he signals the touchdown after he scores and then spikes it. And then Brady's like, "Yeah, man, you're the man." He's like, "Game over." It's like the middle of the third, or it's like halftime. He's like, "That's the end of the game. Bucks win." And then Belichick's all pissed off. And Brady's like, "That's what you get, motherfucker, for cheating all these Super Bowls, asshole. You're making me look bad, asshole."
I gotta see this clip with
and then Belichick's like, "You son of a bitch! You son of a bitch!"
No, he does it in a Vince McMahon voice. You got to do it in a Vince voice.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
Dude, if you want to go see the most WWE official, go watch the Patriots Panthers Monday Night Football 2013. If it doesn't get any more wrestling related, you got to watch that shit, dude. Luke Kuechly commits a holding penalty on Gronkowski, right? And that was when they were accusing the Patriots of cheating, right? When the story started getting real big.
Tuquero Tornidos? Nada?
No.
You good?
No, but check this out. What was I gonna say? Hold on. No, but anyways, Brady throws a pass to Gronkowski with no time left. And Luke Kuechly commits a holding call, which should have been a holding call. It was blatant hold. The ref calls the fucking flag. Then two other refs come in and they start huddling up. And then he picks up the flag, puts it in his pocket. He's like, "There's no penalty on the play. That's the end of the game." And he just takes off fucking running, dude. He's like running the locker room. You're like one of those healed refs. And Brady's like, what the fuck? So he starts chasing refs like, you cheated, motherfucker, you cheated, motherfucker, you knew that was a holding call. And then Belichick's like, that son of a bitch cheated, god damn it.
That would be fucking great. If
and they were laughing, you're like, now you know how it feels, motherfucker.
that would be great if the referee just stopped for a second and he just took the flag, right? And he goes, no penalty. The reason being is because fuck you, that's one.
Go watch the Patriots Panthers aftermath, and then go watch the referee intercepts the pass. I swear to God, it was like a Division III game. But this fucker gets in safety position, and as soon as that quarterback's launching the ball, the ref literally lines up right next to the receiver as he's going to catch it. It bops off, and then the fucking ref intercepts the pass. And everyone's looking at him, and he just puts the ball down. He's like, incomplete. And they're like, what? Like, the quarterback's all mad. The head coach is screaming and yelling. And the ref's like, I didn't see the ball, God damn it. And he, like, literally jumped in front of the guy to catch it.
I remember that.
Damn it.
I remember that high school umpire that fucking clotheslined the quarterback. I remember that. That was funny too.
Wouldn't this be the funniest thing if the referee started doing like heel moves? Like, for example, if the receiver went to catch it and he just grabbed him by the fucking arm.
Yeah.
He's like, incomplete. And then he's like, you held me. He's like, I didn't see a damn thing, you lying motherfucker.
Hey, you know what? I have to say, Steven, though, like one of my favorite things that happened to the Patriots is when we faced them in the playoffs, Brady's last year in New England, and then like every time like we were doing that punt thing and we kept getting a penalty, like Mike Vrabel kept doing it, and Belichick's like, "This is bullshit.
Oh, well,
yeah,
I think y'all were trolling Belichick because I think what it is he was trying to back the punt up, right? And then y'all kept declining it.
Yeah,
and then he was getting pissed because. Yeah, that's where you lined up. I think they lined up midfield to punt, but they wanted to back it up so they could pin y'all back behind the 10, and Vrabel kept declining the penalty to back them up, and then Belichick kept delaying the game, and y'all kept denying the penalty. He was yelling at Vrabel. He's like, Mike Vrabel! Dude, yeah, that referee jumped right in front of the guy and just intercepted it. I thought he was going to run it back for a touchdown.
I'm sorry, though, because I remember when I used to play high school football. If a referee would have did that to me, I would have chased him down and nailed him. I'm sorry. I would have did it.
Oh, he's getting retribution for sure.
Dude,
yeah.
There's plays where you see the referees will, like, run into defenders. Like, they'll run in the middle of the catch to stop him from catching it. Or they'll disrupt his route. I've seen it. They show clips of like botch a referee or something. I watched that on YouTube. And no, but he actually intercepted that guy's pass. And then the announcer said, well, why don't you just run it back to the touchdown? Why don't you just run it back for 7 points?
You a nice pick for the referee, the man in charge.
Dude, this would be the epic heel moment. Is if they screwed Brady over or like Belichick, like after all the years, like Goodell's like wants to get even, and then like so they cheat against Brady, and then when Brady's like, you goddamn you son of a bitch, you cheated me out of the Super Bowl, I could have won my 20th ring, and then the ref like does like the tap, and then when he turns around, the ref just kicks him right in the fucking balls on the 50-yard line.
I like the ref does this. I heard the ref does this like Brady, like. The ref hits Brady in the balls.
All BS.
Like, if it's New England and Tampa, and let's say it's like down to the wire, Brady's at the goal line, the referee comes over there, leaps over, tackles Brady, and the game's over. And they're like, what happened? All of a sudden, the referee opens up the shirt, and it's a New England Patriot jersey going.
I'll tell you the worst one.
80% of drivers on the road have minimum
the
or
NFC
no
Championship
insurance.
game.
In Arizona alone, there's 10,000 accidents a month. That leaves you vulnerable, missing out.
Oh, they're moving, man. He's playing too much music in the background, man. Anyways, no, the worst one is the NFC Championship game, Saints and Rams. That was a blatant pass interference.
Oh,
that was a blatant pass interference on the Rams, and the referee was right there, didn't see it, and didn't throw it. That literally costed them the NFC Championship game, and they would have went to the Super Bowl. And they because we live in a cancel culture. So this is where cancel culture sort of does kind of have its pros. They dug up the information on this ref. It turned out this referee played for the Rams back in the 80s.
Well,
yeah.
If you think about it too, now I know your buddy Travis. He was trolling the shit out of Matt Ogden on one of my videos.
Yeah,
because he hates the Packers, and he was like, "I'll still never forgive the fact that the Packers cheated the Cowboys in that playoffs. Des Bryant scored that touchdown." And I was like, "Oh, here we go."
I will tell you this. If Dallas does make it into the playoffs, I definitely want to beat the shit out of Green Bay. I want to just beat the holy hell out of Green Bay if they make it. But that's the one team. After that, if we get screwed, okay.
Here's the hilarious part. If the Cowboys and Packers square off in the NFC Championship game, and Jerry Jones and the owner of the Packers, they buy referees, they start paying them to cheat, and he's cheating on both sides.
In its finest, right? You'll have referees on one side, referee on the other, and they'll just be throwing flags at each other.
Then there'll be like a little storyline, like they'll run in there and they'll start talking shit, and then it turns out they both paid referees to screw each other over.
Yeah.
And it botches the game because no one scores. So it goes into overtime, 0-0, and they're both crying about calls. Dude, that would be hilarious.
It'd be kind of funny about the referee be like, "Hold it, yeah."
Oh yeah. If you go and look at old videos of referees in the 80s and shit, they would actually run into the receiver routes and fucking tackle them, dude. and they said it's that was incidental contact. It's nah, fucker, you actually ran.
You chased him down 99 yards and tackled him before he could score.
Wouldn't that be fucked up if you saw a guy running and all of a sudden the referee's running beside him about to signal touchdown and he fucking just comes through and spikes him right from behind? He got a clothesline.
Yeah, he's
like that. He's that's what you get, you son of a bitch.
He strips the ball from Derrick Henry and says it was an incomplete pass. Well, how can it be an incomplete pass? We were running the ball.
Dude, go watch fucking old college, back in the Big 12. Those referees used to fucking screw over other teams back in the 80s, dude. I was watching old footage on that. And, dude, they accused Barry Switzer. They accused Oklahoma guys. They accused Darrell K. Royal of paying referees off. Big 12 used to be – there used to be a big scandal in the 80s where referees were cheating for them.
Football's the biggest sports entertainment over WWE and AEW.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And whenever I look at these games, because I know Kevin will be able to attest to this, but back in the 90s, you never had overtime games, And now you have New England and Dallas coming down. I thought we were going to have 2 overtime games last week because what was the first overtime game? You had Green Bay and what was it? Cincinnati went into overtime.
Yeah.
And then you had, what was it, Pittsburgh and Seattle? Didn't they go into overtime?
Yeah.
And it's now you have overtime games. Sometimes games end up in ties. You never heard about this stuff back in the 90s. So it's exactly what the hell is going on here? Definitely some sort of ref fault. And, oh, man, whenever I was watching Dallas play New England and Dallas were 29 apiece, I'm like, oh, fuck. See, they're going to try and screw it up. They want
the ref high-five Brady during one play?
Yeah, that was against Jacksonville, I think.
Yeah, and when the Bucks played the Eagles, he took the referee. He said something to the ref, and then the ref threw a penalty on the Eagles. It's they tried to tackle him or something, and he was like, "Hey, man, it happened after the tackle." And he was telling the ref, "Hey, throw a flag," and then the ref just boom, just like that. I just, goddamn.
That must be nice, huh?
It happened last night too, because there's a moment where one of the Titan players ended up Harold Landry got the sack on Josh Allen, and one of the other Titan players barely touched Josh Allen, and Josh Allen went like this, and the referee went, attention, hitting a roughing the passer, 98. I'm like, what?
I wonder if the NFL is giving like mulligans to certain quarterbacks now. I'm taking my.
Yeah, you know he fucked up if after the game the referees get together like after determining we missed so many calls, we're gonna restart the game 0-0. We're gonna restart 5-minute recess. We appreciate you fans coming out to the game, but if you want to pay, you have to pay again for new tickets. This is a new game we're playing. The other game did not count.
I saw a football video recently, Steven. If I could find it, I'll send it to you on Facebook and I'll text it to you, posting. There's this game where a game was cheated and stuff like that, and then someone edited Vince McMahon coming out to the Royal Rumble 2005 where he froze his stain down, going.
I tell you, man, there's a game. I think back it was a college game too. It was USC and I forget who it was. If it was UTEP or whatever it was, they were playing a team that they were supposed to blow out. And the game was relatively close for most of the game. But supposedly, like USC was going to end up meeting that, because you talk about the point spread, 17 points and whatnot. And actually, USC actually ended up scoring at the end of the game, but they called a flag for taunting or something, and they took the touchdown away, which caused a lot of people to lose a lot of money.
Oh.
And they came back and said, well, that was a touchdown, and then they changed the score of the game.
Damn.
Hey, Robert Smith in your comment section says, well, I think overtime needs to be amended. Coin toss winner gets the ball in midfield, cannot attempt a field goal. It's touchdowns or busts. If for some reason a team is backed up or a pick happens, game over.
Oh, okay. So in other words, if the defense picks off the offense and they go down and score a field goal or a touchdown, then the game they can end the game and win.
Yeah.
But if the team started with the possession, if they score a touchdown, does the other team still get the ball? Because I know overtime rule states if you score a touchdown on the first possession, then the other team doesn't get to possess it. I think that's dumb. I mean, I think that rule in the NFL, the current rule, is stupid. I think it should be a 15-minute quarter, higher score wins, like another quarter.
He's a Patriots fan, right? Robert Smith.
No, I think he's a Browns fan.
Oh, okay. Oh, speaking of that whole Mr. Moohead thing, now I'm pretty sure he's mad now because Baker Mayfield's got a shoulder injury.
Yeah, Case Keenum may start this Thursday. I still think they'll beat the Broncos, though. Broncos are terrible.
Case Keenum is a man.
I like Case Keenum.
I need to bring back Vinny Testaverde. I'm just kidding.
Oh, no, Robert Smith's a Steelers fan. My bad. Hey, Steelers been playing pretty good. Roethlisberger's looking like his old self.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah. I tell you, they need to bring back Nathan Peterman. That's who needs to come back.
Whatever happened to that guy? Is he even still in the league?
I don't know. It's like Ryan Lindley. What happened to him?
I think Nathan Peterman plays for another team. I don't know where the hell that guy's at.
If you want to see the greatest quarterback duel, it's between Ryan Lindley and Mark Sanchez.
Well, Mark Sanchez beat us his debut. Kicked our ass, too. And that was the year he went to the AFC Championship game twice with the Jets, playing under Rex Ryan. I like Rex Ryan.
Hey, you know what, Steven? If you guys really do need a quarterback, you guys can always ask Doug Flutie to come out of retirement.
Who?
Doug Flutie. Ask Doug Flutie to come out of retirement. He'll play for the Texans.
Oh, that would be nice.
Y'all should have got Sam Ellinger.
I know. Don't keep reminding me we got Davis Mills.
I was like, Davis Mills was throwing to wide open wide receivers in Stanford. And like Sam Ellinger man, he pretty much carried Texas the whole time he was there. I mean, they didn't win.
I know.
He kind of reminds me a little bit of between Drew Brees and Tony Romo. So I think eventually, with a couple of years of experience, if they let him sit there and he learns, I think that's kind of what he's going to fall into, man. I was like, I wish we could have picked him up as a backup.
Yeah, definitely.
He would have been worth the pick, third or fourth round pick.
Nothing wrong with that. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready for work, so I got to go in at 4. So, hey, it was nice having you on, Polston. It was nice having you on, Prodigal Hill. I'll read this last comment. I went back and forth some 94 football Browns and Steelers. As bad as the media hates on Baker Mayfield, Baker looks like Peyton Manning when compared to Vinny Testaverde. Interesting. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. I appreciate having y'all on, and I'm sure we'll do this again sometime. Thanks for having you guys on, man.
All right. Have a good one.
Robert Smith.